building up with
Now we're introducing that.
yeah.
Put your headphones on.
Fucking hate the sound of my voice. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
I'm your Elvis.
How are we?
How are we?
Alright, yeah?
Sounds alright.
Sounds good.
Sound. Yeah, so what we'll do is do like a little introduction and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then we'll go into I'll explain what we're gonna do and stuff like that, and then we'll go into it. Like. Yeah.
Do it.
Do you want to look back at it all before we start, or
Yeah, might as well.
make sure you're happy with sound and stuff?
Yeah. So pull that mic towards you as well.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that sound better?
Yeah.
Do you want me to do like a test, or
I mean,
Sing a little song if you want.
I can't do that. Can't do that. It took me all morning to get the confidence to come and do this.
I know.
You know what I mean? And that's what I think's crazy about it. Because up until last year, before I went on Lad Bible, I went there kicking and screaming. Like literally, I did not want to do it at all. Until, you know, his my missus said, you know, you might help someone doing it. So I went and did it, and I sat there with a cap on, dressed like a tramp, you know what I mean? And then as soon as I come out of there, that's when everything changed then. You know what I mean? The messages and getting this and getting that, and then that was it then. I thought, right, started doing little vlogs, didn't I?
Yeah.
And it's took how long for us to get to here now?
Oh, what a long time. I
To
remember
talking
speaking
about it, yeah. But then, no thanks to Doc House Media and that, they've helped us out loads.
Oh, mate.
So now
Yeah.
there's no excuses now.
We're here.
We're in the hot seat.
We are.
So before we get started, I've got me tri-sear tops off my daughter. That's me confidence to keep me going. So going back briefly, obviously after Lad Bible, I started doing little vlogs on YouTube and talking about anxiety and mental health and stuff like that, PTSD mainly, and each one has been a struggle for me to get the confidence and talk about it and get it out there and stuff like that. I've gotten to a position now where I can start talking a lot more openly about it, and I can start I can sort of see myself doing more in the future. And to get to that point, to help more people, I've got to break myself and go forward more. And to do that, I need help of my best mate, which is introducing you, Warren Richardson. Richo.
How are we?
How are we? And what we're going to do is we're going to break the silence, basically, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult one for us, isn't it, mate? You know,
It's quite crippling, to be honest, because in my head I've been like, we're gonna get in there. We've been mates since what, 2004.
Yeah.
We served together. We did every tour together. We did a Iraq, Kosovo, Afghan together, and literally the whole cliche of people in the army, the military that have served and that are going through bad times. I always turn around and say, if you need me, ring me.
Yeah.
I'm here if you need me. Bell me. And that's brilliant. That's what we need more of. But what we need more of is actual doing. And that whole cliche of I'm here if you need me, and then when you do need it, 'cause we do it now. If
and
I'm
it's
in
obvious as well.
it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's painfully obvious for that other person. Like if I'm in a bad place and I'm really down and I'm having my panic attacks are even worse, and you know I'm depressed, and you go, I'm here if you need me, because you can see it, and I go, I know you are, but I'll never fucking talk to you.
No, that's it. And it's like, I know you're lying, mate. You know?
Yeah, but you can't say that.
No.
But it was the other day I did it to you. I went, fucking talk to me. You know what I mean?
And I put it across like, yeah, I'm having the best day of my life. Whereas I'm like,
yeah.
for fuck's sake, how am I getting through today?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
But the thing is that we've been best mates for years, and we've done so much, and we've got so many stories, but we never talk.
No.
We never get it out.
I think we use it as a safety net, don't we? I
yeah,
mean,
of course. Why do you think we don't?
It's that whole cliche, you know.
Do you think it's embarrassment?
I don't want you to think I can't handle this, or I'm not a man because I'm feeling the way I do feel.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I use you as a right. I know you're there. That gives me comfort.
Yeah. Same.
But it's like I'll only use you once I'm wants him falling off that cliff.
Yeah. Well, this is the idea of today, is that we've never sat down face to face, like fucking hell, since the army. We've not actually sat with each other longer than an hour and talked or anything. There's always been something, like, whether it be with business or family or whatever, we always talk about something else. We never talk to each other about anything. And like, we've got our separate lives, and obviously every time you leave the army, and everyone will vouch for it, when you leave the army, people go in to do their jobs and the family, have kids, and we've got kids, and that plays a massive part, you know what I mean? Because obviously they come first now. But we never sit down and talk. And the idea of today is that we, for the very first episode, my plan is that we finally break that silence.
I think it needs to be done now, doesn't it?
Mainly to break it for everyone else. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hearts on our sleeve, and we've got questions. We don't know I don't know the questions you're going to ask me, but the questions that you want answers to, that you need the answers to. And I'm going to give you my answers, and we're going to see if that works, if that puts it into place. And this is something that's never been done before. It's going to be quite testing for us at some points, but it's going to be laughs. We're going to put some stories into it, and by the end of it, we'll be big crying messes, hugging each other, and
like Basra.
Probably won't speak to you for another 3 years. Just go, I'm fine.
I've been writing me questions out.
You had to say Basra then, didn't you? You know the next story that's going to come out now, don't you? Don't you?
A little bit.
Go on.
No, I've been writing me questions, and I'm like, is he going to speak to me after this? I don't know.
Just kind of friendship. But let's go back to that story. Let's start on a high before we go on to a low, which I think is going to happen. When we were in Basra, in Telic 9, we got into Saddam's palace.
Beautiful.
The place was horrendous. We were getting mortared, we were getting shelled, the mortar alarms were going off. We rolled in, and we were in bulldogs, weren't we? We were armoured, we were mechanised. And we get in there, and we stayed in Saddam's shower room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was a shower room with a balcony. I don't know why.
Why not?
But so this place was what 30 bunk beds in there?
Squeezed.
Yeah. So it was like the whole platoon of 20 or 30 lads.
Yeah.
And then we had the screws and the lance jacks and that. And literally we got in there, and it was a fight for beds, wasn't it? And I just remember lads proper Zuluing across the room, ditching the bags just to get a bed. And I ended up getting
over bodies.
That's it. Yeah. But I ended up getting the bottom bunk, and you got above me.
Yeah, cheers for
and
that.
Obviously, that no one can see on the cameras now that there's a height difference between us.
A little bit.
You know what I mean? So I'm a little bit taller. So, and we had that box, didn't we?
The fucking gives me nightmares.
That's worse than the fighting. We had that box, and in it we kept our MVGs and all our kits and whatever, didn't we? And a few personal stuff as well. But that was your step up to get onto the top bunk.
Yeah.
So you wanted to get on that step and get into bed and blah, blah. But if you wound me up that night,
what did you do? Tell everyone.
I'd kick the box across the room so we couldn't get out of bed. So when the mortars were coming in and the rockets were coming in and everyone was crapping themselves, I seen his feet come over the edge of the bed. And I remember the fucking, when he pissed me off beforehand. So I kicked the box away. So he just sees little feet dangling. I grab his feet and pull him under the bed. You're not getting you, because you had to get down to get your body armor and your helmet, didn't you?
Yeah, you're all kitted out.
I'm sorted. I'm like, you're not having him.
Yeah. Oh, let's also explain. These aren't average sized bunk beds neither. These are like 8-foot bunk beds.
Yeah, these are big old fashioned.
Like, pass me my body armor, pass me my helmet, and you're like that. Fuck off, get it yourself.
I'll be passing you like packets of fags and stuff.
Pass me the box then.
And we did that most nights because we were hammered every night, weren't we? We did that most nights until you clicked on and started taking your helmet to bed with you.
Just put it back down on my feet. Didn't get much.
Still there now. And then it wasn't until we went onto the radio, didn't we? And we talked about that story for the first time in ages. Yeah. And I actually said, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I've been guilty. I've felt so guilty for years about it.
It's too late, you know.
And I've like,
you can't apologise now, mate. How many times did it go over on my ankle? Bailing off this massive.
All I've seen is you hit the floor, and I just seen your ass on the top of your head running because it's too high for you. Anyway, I am sorry about that. And that's the only apology you're getting out of me today. You only get one a day.
If that, one a day, fucking hell, I'm alright with that.
Sound. Yeah, so we talk about Basra and stuff like that. So we did Basra. That's one of the million stories of the funny stories we had there. And I think we had more funny stories from there than we did bad.
Yeah, I think we had to.
I think we did. I think the good times, I say the funny times and the jokes and the banter and the mucking around we did, that sort of outweighed the bad. You know what I mean? And then after there we did Kosovo. I don't remember much of Kosovo. To be quite honest, I don't remember much of the tours because that's the way my mind's blanked them out. Hence why we're doing this. Well, one of the reasons why we're doing this is so I can sort of rejig my memory and
I remember Kosovo much. I think we got we were on Spearhead, wasn't we? And we got deployed because a couple of the French lads in Mitrovica. They got.
How do you remember these things?
I don't know.
How do you remember the names?
I don't know. Mitrovica, Pristina. Yeah.
Pristina.
That was the main centre.
Yeah. Well, if people go to me, whereabouts were you? Yeah. Whereabouts were you in Kosovo? I go, Pretoria. And they go, that's South Africa, you dick. I'm like, I can't remember. But then people look at me and go, are you a Walt?
Yeah.
Like that. And I'm thinking to myself, was I even there? Because I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I've got medals, but was I even there? Like, and then obviously it was, like you mean.
Yeah.
But
Pristina was the J-Dam. Remember the J-Dam building?
Yeah. And
then we got legged up to
in the I remember being in the mountains and we lived in ISO containers.
Belvedere up in the mountains in by
rings a bell, yeah. And I had the gym and everything and the canteen. Because I remember I remember fuming because
don't get me started on the French, mate.
Yeah. Because I remember we went into the they had a proper tuck shop and everything, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I remember we went in the canteen.
Michelin star canteen.
I don't know about anyone else, but I know bootneck scoff is quite good because you get 4 meals and all that. But I remember our scoff was dog shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pure.
And it's like you go in there and you have like one slice of burnt pizza and chips like 5.56s
on a good day.
Yeah. But I remember when we were in Kosovo, I remember the canteen and they're doing full pizzas, thin, and they were lovely.
We were like animals filling our pockets.
And literally, I had to put keys in my hand and windmill to get them. You know what I mean? And I remember they had cans of Heineken. And do you remember the 3 drink machines?
Oh yeah.
And it was like one was water, one was red, one was green. And was it Ratu, one of the lads? He was walking around drinking this green one. He goes, lovely this, it's like mint flavour. It turned out it was mouthwash. He'd been drinking it all tour. He had the shits all tour.
I think there was wine on one as well, wasn't
well, I had Heineken. I was putting it in my water bottle. I was drinking water. I went on patrol, I was drinking Heineken.
But then you didn't
shouldn't really say that really, but
it was 20 pence a beer in Pristina.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
Might go back.
Where did we go? We went to this, like, it was like a shopping complex. It didn't feel like we were on tour.
The American one, like the
I bought loads of Ed Hardy underpants.
How much did you rob though?
I'll come out with all sorts, like all sorts, absolutely all sorts. Like, because I remember everyone was walking around with American Army T-shirts. It was weird.
Dude.
Everyone's like, yeah, USMC or something. Whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was a weird tour. That
it was strange, wasn't it?
Because I remember because we went to Iraq and I come back really thin.
Yeah.
Afghan. I went to Afghan like 15 stone. I come back like in the minuses. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then, but Kosovo, I come back like 2 stone heavier.
Because we were animals,
everyone was like that.
Why, yeah.
Like the gym there, like I think that was the first time I hit 160 or something like that on the bench press. And
I bought
surely this should be happening here.
Pre-workouts from obviously Manuel outside in a cart. I was like, yeah, sound, and then it was like pure speed.
Yeah. It's just white tea extract.
Cleaning my weapon.
It was like that. But tours were mad, and then obviously Afghan was the turning point. I think that destroyed most of us. You a lot.
Oh yeah.
Physically. You know what I mean? Obviously you were shot. You were brassed up there, like.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, just a few.
And
then they come back again on another pop. You know what I mean? But yeah, that day was a bit of a. I think that was the point in my career where I went, because with me, we went out to Iraq. We trained for war. This like over. We got out to Iraq, and the rockets were coming in, the mortars were coming in, the rounds were coming over us when we were on patrol and stuff like that. But it still didn't feel real.
No.
It was just like another exercise, and I think that's how they do it. They drill it that much in exercise that when you do get into it, all the difference is it was a little bit hotter because it was a winter tour, so it was just it wasn't really that hot, really, was it?
No.
I remember night time was Baltic.
Yeah, it was
we had warm kit on and all that. But I remember it didn't feel that real until we had a few contacts and we had a few rounds go over, and I thought, oh, I felt that. I heard it, feel it going over. I thought, oh. And then I was an LMG gunner there. I was on the mini-me, so I was like, I was top cover on the Bulldog, so it was just like get stuck in. You know what I mean? So it was just like still like exercise to me, but I started to realise that rounds were coming back. I was like, okay, so you sort of focus more on your positioning and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it was when we got that it come over the net. I think we were sat in the Palace, and I was sat upstairs. Remember we had the balcony that went round, and you look down and then you seen what's his name, Chin Strap.
There was a few.
We call him Chin Strap because when we get him mortared, he ran the shop.
Oh,
when he put his chin strap on, his chin strap was up here. Hey, shut your chin strap out. He's up his nose like that. Scatman, yeah. And I remember sat there and he come over the net. And I think it was the Telraf or someone come over to us, or the boss come over and said, listen, and he said Charlie Oscar, and he said obviously 4 digits, it was that number, obviously brown bread, you know what I mean, and everyone went, oh, okay. It wasn't from us. It was a friendly, but it wasn't from our battalion. It was an attachment, and we were like, oh, okay, so no about that. But I sat there and went, fucking know him.
Maybe
I know him. I know, and it's weird this, because I knew it was Coffey, Daniel Coffey, and he was in training with me. He was 2 section with Doug Brady. And I remember to this day, you know, sound as hell. Spent 6 months with him training and stuff like that.
Lovely lad.
He was mega, absolutely mega. What I didn't realise is he was on the tour before us. He was on Telek 8. With D&D's, Devon Dorset Regiment. Then on the 31st of January 2006, we amalgamated. Was it 2006 or 2007?
2007.
2007.
My birthday.
It was, yeah. Right bang on your birthday, yeah. It was your 21st.
21st, just after you, mate. In contact on my 21st birthday.
Remember? But because that was the amalgamation, we become the rifles then. And we all had the photos in the P jock. And then he come back out to do the last half of the tour. I think it was the last half of the tour. I'm probably wrong. If anyone watches this, comment in the comments, tell me that I'm wrong. And he volunteered and come back out for 3 months. And he sniper got him.
Rings a bell,
You know what I mean? And I didn't even know he was there. In my head, I was like, all the boys are gone now.
Was he north? Was he in the Chat Hotel, or was he in the Palace at that time? Because I know they came down, didn't they?
Yeah, they come down. No, I think it was the later half of the tour. So I think they were on the other side of the river, and they were part of the Palace. With C Company. I'm sure he was attached to C Company. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he was, because I remember Doug Brady was there with him. You know what I mean? But
that's when it felt real.
That was the first. I've lost loads of family members. I've lost grandparents, friends, and stuff in Civvy Street. But when I got the news about him, it was really weird, because this is where we talked about mental health a bit now, is because it felt like my cogs were turning. You know, I was 21, I was wild, in the army, going berserk, just like skills drills, untouchable and mortal. And then my cogs just went like that. It's like a train coming to a halt. You know what I mean? It stopped. And I remember, you get the hot feeling rush from your heart into your throat.
Like you just want to pass out.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever felt faint. I went, and I didn't show it, because I was still a new lad. You know what I mean? I was still pretty new. You know, I hadn't done me 3 years yet. I hadn't become a senior bod or anything like that. So we had people like Dan Pearce and Mark Lewin and a few others there. You know, with loads of others, and the Lance Shacks and the Screws, and they're all our peers. You know what I mean? That's where we wanted to be. So in my head, I thought, they can't see me feel this now.
No.
Otherwise, they're just gonna fucking laugh at me.
And that's the mentality of it,
that's the mentality of it, yeah. So straight away, I bottled it, but it stayed with me. And to the point where I know I knew this, but I started writing notes. I wrote notes on scrap pieces of paper, and I kept them in my top left. Notebook. No one knew this. And by the end of the tour, I got them all out, and I read 3 of them. The last 3 that went in. And I forgot all about them, and I got the whole lot out of my pocket, crumpled them up, and I remember burning them. It was like, no one can see what I written on there. And to this day now, I wish I kept them, because they would explain my feelings exactly out there. Maybe I could have gone like that to the string, like that, or I could have, never mind the string, but obviously the string could read them and stuff like that, but it's best if I read them, and then I can go, that's why I felt like that. Like, related to that incident there, I can talk about that incident, and then I can break it down, and then I can then take that information to my shrink doctor, whatever, and then work through it like that. You know what I mean? Instead, I went, oh, someone might see them. I might be fucking laughed at.
Yeah.
Might be seen as a weak man. Might be seen as I can't go on. I'm not a good soldier. Oh, I might as well sign off now. You know what I mean? And then that's when I thought, and that was the first time I said to myself, might as well be dead.
Yeah.
It's the fucking point. Might as well be dead.
And if you look at it, that's what that was the goal of the training, and it worked.
I thought I'd rather be dead than someone read some notes of how I was feeling.
Because
that's how fucking pathetic it is.
It did turn us from, okay, do a breakdown into a mess, or do I put it on the back burner, leave it for another time maybe, and then crack on with my job as normal, you know? And that's what we do, don't we?
Well, that's it. And it's like it's hindsight, and you say, I'll sort that later. I'll sort that later. I'll sort that later.
Hoping you never have to.
And in your head, you go, well, when I finish this tour, and when I get home, I'll get back, I'll sit there, and I'll talk about it. I'll write stuff down. I'll get off my chest. But then you get home, but then you've got your parents and your family and your brothers and your sisters all there. And you go, and they're all looking at you, thinking that you're big, brave soldier and they're proud of you and all this. And you're sat there inside, you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm weak.
Yeah.
And in your head, you go, I'm weak, because you've been trained to be strong. That when you start to think about emotion and feelings and stuff like that, you go,
that's a negative.
I'm weak.
Yeah.
It's a negative, and you go, I'm weak. I can't think like this. So you just keep cramming it back into the back of your skull until what happened to me. And it was literally 3-4 months later, I cracked in camp. I don't remember much of it, but I remember guard commander, and the guard was called numerous times to come and sort me out.
I remember, mate.
Smashing the block up, attacking people for no reason. My room was getting smashed. I was on blackouts and all sorts.
Yeah.
But I was like,
the drinking as well. I was telling you at the time, you was hitting it hard.
But the thing was, it was like when we were still in Wheaton Barracks, when we first got back from Iraq, I started just piling it in. I thought, get it gone. I mean, and I had money there, I had this, I had that. I thought, I'm a young lad, I'm sound, I can take it.
In Blackpool, everything on your doorstep.
And exactly. But then it got to the point where lads were finding me asleep outside my door. Yeah. Because the lads, because we were 4-man rooms, we remember.
That's right, yeah.
And the lads were locking me up the room because they were petrified, because they thought I was going to come in and start smashing the place up and go berserk. That's just a fucking nightmare.
I remember.
So they're locking the door and they wouldn't let me in. The door was full of punch marks.
And you was passed out, paralytic in the hallway, vomit everywhere, your fucking nose was broken. You've obviously had a little scrap in town. And I remember just dragging you in, just putting you on the bed, you know. But and that's, I remember picking you up about it the next day, and it was like, fucking change it, mate. But your ears are blocked at that time. You don't want to hear. You'll nod, you'll agree, but you don't want to. You want to have a blowout, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
It just depends.
But it happened again with Kosovo. We went out to Kosovo, and it wasn't even a bad tour.
It was bucksy as fuck.
You know what I mean?
We had a great time.
We come back, and straight away again, I was banging straight on it again.
Yeah.
And it was literally, and it was me, and there was a few of us. Well, we were all drinking, like, but.
Do you think it was an excuse?
Yeah, definitely was. Was. It was an excuse to try and get away from reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in my head, there's still coffee, and I remember when I first broke, I went home on leave after Iraq, and I went out for a few drinks, not drunk, not paralytic. I had a few drinks, and I went back to my mum's for whatever reason. I don't know why I was going back to my mum's, and I couldn't get in the back door.
I remember. I know what's coming.
Couldn't get in the back door, and I don't know if it because I didn't have my key or I just fucking lost the ability to use it because I was just a mess all the time. And my head come clean off its shoulders, and I blew up, and I literally started banging the door. And then from that, I don't remember what happened. I remember kneeling on I remember one point I stood there and I had the water bowser, and it was a water bowser that big, full of water. They took the water off the top of the shed. I remember to this day, the brick shed here, and I had like double glazed window through it on it, about yay big. Next to that was the wooden shed. That's where I kept the bikes and stuff like that or whatever. And the water bowser was next to it. And this thing was full of water, and I picked this up above my head. Like I was quite strong anyway, so I was training anyway, but this horrible amount of strength come about me.
Anger.
It was crazy. Like this adrenaline it was just like Nothing I ever felt.
Yeah.
But I remember standing there and I had it above my head, just like roaring, like I was like the Hulk or something. Like looking back now, I thought, you're pathetic. That's stupid. But at the time, there was just no. I just wanted to hurt everyone.
Yeah.
Because I was hurting, and then it got to the point where, whatever, it got thrown or whatever. And I remember I was on my knees, and the whole yard was full of water because obviously this thing was flooded. But as I looked down, the section I was in, and the yard was full. It was just red, like thick red, dark red. And then I looked, and it was blood. Basically, I had a cut across my head there, one here. No, there's a little one on my front and one right over the back.
Yeah.
I remember my mum was there screaming, like trying to help me, and I wouldn't. I was just lashing out at everyone. And then whatever happened then, I remember waking up in the back of the ambulance, and I was strapped down in the ambulance. 2 paramedics there, 2 female paramedics, and they sorted me out basically.
Yeah.
Like fair play to them, and I felt so bad lying there going, what have I done to these? What have I done to my family? What have I done? But in my head, and apparently I was screaming coffee, and they were turning around to my family going, does he want coffee? Well, what's going on? But no one understood. And then I was getting angry because they didn't understand. You don't know. You don't fucking know. I was like, well, of course they don't know. Yeah. And me, now I'm old and mature. I go, of course they didn't know. Of course they don't know. Of course civilians don't understand war. Of course they don't know what we've going through. But then it's on the other foot. Then there's the civilians that have been through absolute murder, complete destruction in their lives. Yeah. And they could be worse than me.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? I know people, I've got mates that have been through so much that have the same traits as me. Yeah. So it's like, we sit there when we get back and go, oh yeah, we're soldiers. You don't know what we've been through.
A lot of people contribute PTSD to only military.
Yeah,
it's not though, is it?
Well,
no?
I remember someone turning around to me once, and he's an old mate of mine, and he said, I've been diagnosed with PTSD. And he's not military or anything like that. And I sat there, and in my head I went, fuck off.
Yeah, how dare you?
Fucking what?
Yeah.
But then, over the space of weeks of me looking into it and researching it, because I never actually researched what we potentially have, you know what I mean?
No.
I looked into it, and I looked into him and what he'd been through. I went, fuck, you've been through you've been through it, you know what I mean? Like, we've been shot at and seen, we had to pick up our dead and look after our injured and deal with those images. But then the mind I have on me now is nurses in A&E do that day in, day out.
Oh my
with
goodness.
no breaks. I could not do that job.
No.
Never,
all
ever.
The money in the world.
The people up in that were in the field hospital in in Bastion.
Yeah.
What they had to go through looking after ours.
I don't know if you know
that.
this. One of our lads, Gwilt, sadly he's passed away now. His mum was working in the field hospital at the same time. Yeah. Could you imagine that? You know, because we were in Sangan, so what was it, about a 40-minute chopper ride?
Yeah.
Thinking your son is in one of the worst places on God's green earth. Yeah. And I can't do nothing about it.
But he was with you, weren't he?
Yeah, he was with me. Well,
you were in Fort Jackson with us, weren't you?
Yeah.
On the river, and then you did your second half tour in, is it Whiston?
Whiston, yeah. And
this is where I get it. Whiston or Whiston?
I say Whiston.
Because I get it mixed up with the hospital.
Yeah, don't think I was down the road, you know, in Whiston.
Me too. Where were you? I go there, like, and they go.
I think I emphasised the tan, like Whiston.
Yeah.
Shithole.
Yeah, terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah. But yeah, he was with you there, weren't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, bless him.
Horrendous place. Yeah, I always remember because he was quiet.
Real young, good-looking kid.
I think I'm friends with his dad on Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was always like dead preserved. Like, what's the word? Preserved.
Yeah.
Or was that jam?
He holds back a lot, and another story is God at his wake. We give him best.
I never went. I was.
We could possibly
in my own little world.
Of course,
I regret that now. You know what I mean? Because I missed so much. But yeah, I remember the stories when you went to his wake. Terrible. Absolutely awful.
What I did want to know is, how did you feel when we got told we were going to Helmand?
What when we found out we were going to Sangan?
To Sangan, yeah. Because I don't know if the same as you, but I was told I was going to Kajaki.
Yeah.
And I signed back on.
There was a bit of a mess. Yeah, because you signed off. Yeah. And there's a bit of a cock up with it all. What I remember, because I went and did my Carder, went to Landshock, and I got swapped with Gary Price.
Yeah.
So I come over to A company, and I went 2 platoon, and he come over to B Company
With
Fighting
us,
Five.
Yeah.
Greatest platoon ever, by the way. And we were told that we were going to Sangin either
Yeah.
way, and you were going to Jackie, and I
Yeah.
think Recce were going somewhere else and
Mm.
whatever. And then last minute got changed.
It did, yeah.
It had no effect on me because I knew I was going to Sangin, and that was it. And it was going to be a full-on fighting role. You know what I mean?
Like nothing.
In my head, after Iraq, I went through all that. When I got told that I was going there, and I did a bit of research in the place, and I looked at what was going on, I thought, right, okay, that's the gaff, that's the place, that's where it's all happening. I had not fear. I'll be straight with you. I've never felt fear when it comes to going to war.
Yeah.
Do
you feel excited?
Not a little bit excited because it's what we were drilled and what we were conditioned
and
to
it's
do.
all new. I hated being back in camp, you know.
I did.
If I could, I'd have done back-to-back tours constantly.
Yeah.
But
and then do your career and get out.
Yeah.
What the thing that got me was just like I had to be in the worst of it, the thick of it. I had to be in the worst place possible.
Yeah.
To make myself feel at home. Because my mind was in the worst. I should never have gone on that tour. No way. They should have. I had these. I think I had 6 drink appointments in Ballykinler, and they signed me off and got me and they sent me packing.
So many lads, the exact same position.
I should
wasn't
not
it?
have been out there. I was not. I was not in the right frame of mind as such. Because I believe in conscious and unconscious. So when we're doing stuff like we're talking now, and my hands are naturally doing stuff, you're naturally blinking. I mean, things are naturally happening. So we're naturally doing stuff, and you're twitching and stuff like that. That's unconscious.
Yeah.
Conscious is what we know what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like talking's unconscious, but we know what we're saying, so that makes it conscious as well. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
So when in my frame of mind, I wasn't in the right frame of mind to go to war and do it again.
Yeah.
But my unconscious self, and my trained, conditioned person, was raring to go.
Yeah.
And the only conscious part of me that I remember was my lads.
Yeah.
And I say this in most of my videos with my lads, because I had people like, I won't say any of the names because I don't know if some of them are still serving, but they were all under the age of 20. So it was basically a similar age to us. But I don't know what I looked like back then. Probably a bad gimp. But back then, I was young, naive, but I was good.
Yeah.
What I was doing, I'll be big-headed about it. I believe I was a good soldier. You know what I mean? As were you and the rest of our platoon.
Of course.
I had lads there, and they were amazing soldiers, but they looked really young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I probably looked really young, and I probably acted like that as well when I was that age. But because I became a commander, I felt it in my heart, I need to look after these. They're the priority. Not the job or the whatever, it was them. Get them there, bring them back.
Do you think having the lads to think about sort of prevented you from doing stupid shit, really? If you'd have gone out to Sangin as a bod, as one of the lads,
As a rifleman?
yeah,
would you
have controlled your own life?
No, I would have pulled the pin out.
Yeah,
I would have gone for it.
That's what I mean. So
because I was looking for death.
Yeah,
I was looking to die. So that was never an option for me to fight through and stand at the end on the top of a hill and go, I completed Headache 10.
No,
I wasn't planning. If half of me was, so we're always riflemen, we're all riflemen, you know what I mean? But that part of me was like, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
I had it drilled in my head that I was not coming back from Afghan. But those lads are. So obviously Craig Wood got pinged.
Yeah.
Triple amputee. He's gone on to do amazing things sailing around the world. I'm fucking proud. It took me 6 years to speak to him again.
I know.
It took me 6 years to get the courage to message him. I felt so guilty for him. But I'm proud as hell of him, what he's doing now, you know what I mean?
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
But then it's like, it comes to the end of the tour, I was like, not holding back from fighting, but I wasn't taking the fight to the enemy as much as I usually would.
Yeah.
This is the time now to back off. And that's when I became matured a little bit. I sort of switched on, started reading the ground and going, right, okay, this is where, start reeling it back. Let's get the lads home and stuff like that.
Of course, yeah.
They were my priority. And every single day, I went down to the river. We got the river flowing through the camp, didn't we? And I was sat on the edge of the river, and I contemplated putting the rifle in my mouth every single day, every fucking day. You know what I mean? And every time I thought about it, I went, no. And I said one of the lads' names in my head every time. And then when I got back, I said, I'll deal with myself when I get home. And my idea, because I knew I was going back, you know what I mean? I knew I never died. Obviously, I never died out there. I was coming back home. And when I did get back, I drank and whatever, and did this, did that. And then when it come down to it, I get to go home. I was like, this is it now.
Yeah.
This is the bit where I go. I've done my bit. They're home safe. Fucking done.
Yeah.
It's time for me to go.
Quite controversial, and this is horrible. Even.
Do you feel like we're doing this around the mics?
A little bit. How's it work? Maybe if I sit down.
I don't know. I feel like
I think
I'm
that's our
working me
natural
a bit here.
core.
Come here to talk, not to work out. Come on, like that. Boss chat that.
Quite controversial question, and again, it's horrible to even contemplate it. Do you believe in survivor's guilt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking straight away.
Explain
Soon as we got to Bastion, and then we got in the plane there, and as I was about to take my first step, I always remember it was like a proper movie. Like, it was like a proper movie scene. I went like that to put my foot on the step, and we just put everything was in the hold. I had my Munro, my day sack on my back and all that. I went like that, I turned, I went, fucking cunt. And I said, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then I got on, and I walked really slow. I remember sitting down, and I had a shit on all the way back home. And I was going, oh, Nico, you're all right, mate? I was like, yeah, sound, shut up. And I was going, oh, you made up that we're going home? I was like, and I kept it quiet. I went, yeah. Fucking fumed. And I still to this day now, you know, like, I've learned now, because obviously the summer period is the worst time for us.
Yeah. Because
there's an anniversary every fucking where. There's always an anniversary of a death, you know what I mean? And it goes up on Facebook. This is why I'm on Facebook, but I don't look at it anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially this summer, because
you don't want the reminder.
No.
Yeah.
I know the dates. I know them all roughly in my head. I know who's gone. But I don't want to. I'll remember them, but I'll save them. Yeah. Right to Remembrance Day.
It's having your own way to deal with it as well, isn't it?
Well, just up until what, 4 or 5 years ago, I won't go to Remembrance.
No, first one.
Would I not go?
Yeah. To get you.
And then you dragged us out. You and Steph dragged me out.
Yeah, I need you to help me.
Yeah. And Steph goes, you need to go and help your mate. You need to go to it. You need to just get out the house. Because I remember every Remembrance, I used to go like that. Go to the shop, bottle of whiskey. Yeah. Go and lock myself in the house. I'm going to drink this. And I'm going to smash myself up. I'm going to slash hell out myself. I'm going to take me face off. And then a few days later, I'll come back stronger. Back in. I went like that to get the bottle. And I remember Steph turned around and she goes, put that back. I went, and the first thing in my head was, fucking tell me what, I can't drink. And then I went, I know what you're doing, babe. You know what I mean? And I went, okay. And I remember we were living back over the water and she said, let's go Remembrance. And I rang you and said, I'll come. And then we ended up going, and I was a fucking shaking mess. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then they fired off the 2 guns.
I knew they were going to do that.
Yeah, and you didn't tell me. No. Instead of going, mate, the 2 guns are going to fire off now.
I thought, let's light this fuse. Let's see how it plays out.
That's the worst fucking mate ever. You know that? Instead of going, the gun's going to go off, and I just go, okay. And then they go off and go, I feel all right. Yeah. You kept quiet. I went, oh.
I was like, you stood next to me.
Shit.
And then it went quiet, and I was
and then another one went off.
I was watching it. I thought, let's see how it plays out.
And I looked like, oh, I need a Valium. Like that, I looked at you and you're like, oh my God. I think that's why we're such good mates, because you're a dick. But
yeah, you have to be. You couldn't be mates with someone if you're like,
that's it.
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, I mean, sending Christmas cards and shit.
Yeah, so but, every day it's like, what's up, you cunts? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's it.
That's all I am. And but yeah, I saved them all up. I know it's the date, but then I get to Remembrance, and every day on Remembrance, as soon as the guns go off and he shouts, the tears come down my face. Yeah. And I let them go. I let them. My daughter sits there in the buggy, or she's in front of me. I let them go. You know what I mean? And then once it's happened, I give her a cuddle. Yeah. And I fucking get myself back in the game. I'm fucking starting now.
It's done again. Yeah.
If you want
Prepped. But yeah, I sort of I sort of every day, if I'm bad and I'm like, "Oh, I can't do today."
Yeah.
In my head, I have to flick the switch and go, right, our lads aren't here to live this day, to breathe this air. You know,
Yeah.
you have to do it for them.
Yeah.
And that's how I have. That's how I get. My wife and my daughter, of course, they're my main fuse. They get me up out of bed. They,
Yeah, of course,
you know,
yeah, of course.
But
And
once I'm away
my
from
abusive
them,
text.
and I'm, oh yeah, of course, you know, and once I'm in the car on the way to work, I'm like, smile. They're not here to smile. You have to smile for them, you know, and that really does help. It's like a.
I've never thought about it like that, to be honest. I've never. Obviously, they're not here. We are, which makes me guilty. Naturally, makes me feel guilty. Like, well, if I wasn't here, then they'd be here with their families.
Yeah.
You mean? But now I've got my daughter. It's like, well, I wouldn't have my daughter, and I think maybe that's why we are spared in a way. If that's the right word. If that's the right expression.
It's hard to explain it, isn't it?
It is. It really is. Don't get me wrong. It's not a day goes by. I don't think I miss him and stuff like that. But it's getting to the time now where, like, I'm 35. Well, we're 35 now. And I'm starting to put not the memories to the back of my head. I'm starting to put them in order. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm mad with little sayings and stuff like that. I describe stuff with something weird. I mean, like a book. You've got a bookshelf. You've got it full of books, and a lot of these books are decent knowledge, history, blah, 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 memories, and then you've got loads of shit books in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like really bad books. With bad memories and stuff, and they're clogging up, and you can't get any more information or in there and progress anymore in your life unless those books are removed.
Yeah.
So what I've started to do is, rather than removing those bad memories and trying to forget about them, because I need to remember them to make them good, to make sense out of them. So I'm leaving them where they are. What I'm doing is I'm taking the good ones that I can't lose, like the memories and this and things like that. And what I'm doing, I'm putting them on the next shelf down.
Yeah.
And I'm making room, if that makes sense, for more stuff to go in there. And eventually, the more knowledge I get in there from doing podcasts, working business, being with my family, being with friends, I can get more good in there, which eventually will dissolve. You know what I mean? And then it's all about, rather than putting bad, instead of something bad happening to me and going, I'll sort that out later, I'm starting to go, right, this is what's wrong, this is what I'm thinking about. Right, these memories I put to the back of my head, but this one I'm going to focus on. I'm going to get more knowledge in there. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sort of like changing my mindset. Yeah. I'm a big thing now on mindset. I read a lot of stuff on mindset and strengthening your mind and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mental fitness as well as physical, because I've always been physically fit, but not all the time. But I've always been active. You know what I mean? And I've started now to focus a lot on mental fitness as well. Like when you turn around and go, oh, the stigma around mental health, or mental health is mental health. You know what I mean? It's the actual trauma. That's the problem.
Of course.
For me, PTSD is trauma. It is an injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it needs fixing.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So, I think time heals with the right ingredients and the right people around you. But there's, like, we talk about suicide and stuff like that. Obviously, I've had 4 attempts, and that wasn't because I was left or there's no one there or whatever. That was because I had to go. I needed to go.
Yeah.
In my head, there was nothing there worth. You know what I mean? And so when lads go, I understand why they're going.
Yeah.
And talking and stuff like that, and getting people to talk to them, having buddy systems, it works. It does. You know what I mean? But there's some people out there, like how I was, where there was no clawing me back.
Yeah.
You could text me all day long. I'll just fucking ignore you.
Yeah.
I'll delete my Facebook. If I'm going, I'm going, and that's it. But this is why we do stuff like this now, and try and break the norm. And we talk about stuff. So when people are sat there, and not even in a dark place, but they watch these things and listen to our stories and how we do deal with things and stuff like that, they'll watch it and go, okay. So when they do, if and hopefully not, they do go into that dark place, they'll have stuff in their minds and go, well, hang on, they did that or they felt like that. So
I don't know how it's coming across, you know, but this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, you know, physically, mentally.
Yeah.
I feel exhausted.
you're feeling like I felt when I did Lad Bible. And I sat down like that and I was sweating.
Yeah, it's not easy, is it?
No,
Sitting
and I
here,
sat there
yeah.
like that, and they go, and Thingy John was sat there already, the older veteran, and he was going, hello, but, and I had cameras all around me. I had all these producers and directors and fucking whatever, and they're going, right, move your chair this way, can you do this? And I was like that, and I don't like being told what to do at the best of times. And I had someone like going, turn your chair, I went, turn your chair. You know what I mean? And he's going, no, just face it. I went, I'm happy here. I was starting to get the ump. And then I remember Elaine was there from Legion, and she's going, it's all right, it's all right. I was like, she was think about the people you're going to help. All right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I felt myself, and by the time I got like, we filmed for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
By the time I got like 10 minutes into it, I was like, I got in the car. I was in Manchester. I got in the car to go home. I had to sit there for 10 minutes and get my life together. I had 2 coffees before I went home. I was wiped because I had no confidence, because I became a shell of a man.
Yeah.
And this is why this is one of the main reasons why I said, right, me and you sit down. We're gonna break our silence and we're gonna talk about it, because it'll build your confidence as well. You'll come out of here and go,
we can do this, you know,
anyone can.
There's no one closer than me and you are, you know. I'm hoping not just our lads, you know, but anyone you reach out and just go, do you know what, I've seen these 2 lads online, you know.
Yeah.
It didn't look easy. Have you got a minute? Can we have a little talk?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And like I say, my YouTube's always open. People message me on there all the time, and I do my best to message. I at least send a couple of words back, you know what I mean? Because obviously life's hectic, but I'll never leave anyone hanging, you mean?
No.
It's even if to say, I've got a problem, or I've got this, or I don't feel right, got that, and then we then put them onto the support group, and then we put them through to Serenity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I say, with all that, all the links will be in the bottom, in the description at the end. But yeah, it's literally getting not information, but it's I believe in experience.
Yeah.
Like I seen a thing on Instagram, was it yesterday, and it says you can go to a doctor or a shrink. I can't say psychiatrist. I can't say it. I never been out. It's a shrink.
Which, say that again.
Shrink. So every time. Sorry, so you could go to them, and obviously they're qualified and trained and all that, but the best people to talk to are people that have been through it.
Yeah.
That have been at the end of a rope, had that in their mouth, gone through a brick wall, got in the bath, whatever. And they survived it. And it's those people that are then trained. They're the people that I think need more of, if that makes sense.
Suppose that comes on to my next question, really. How close did we come to losing you in France?
I shouldn't be here. Like, there's no way in hell I should be here.
Again, I know little bits of the story.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Of
well,
course.
Okay, so going back, when I got the military, I couldn't cope with Civic Street, and I wanted to go back in, but if I went back in, I was scared that all the lads would go, you couldn't cope in Civic Street, shit house. Yeah. That's all there was to it.
Whereas when you leave and it's like, you can't cope in. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
You can't win.
I got laughed out the gate and laughed if I come back in the gate.
Yeah.
But looking back now, that's banter, that's life.
Yeah.
But then it was horrible. I was like, I can't go back, you know what I mean? And then so I went, no, I'm not going back. But I couldn't cope there. I didn't have a home.
Yeah.
I had nowhere to live. I had nothing. You know what I mean? So I got my car and I drove to France. Well, it's got the tunnel, whatever it's called, and I went to Chamonix. And I made a go of it there. And I failed miserably. Fucking miserably. Because I was on the bottle every time, every chance I got it. Moose weekend. As soon as I got money, as soon as I got paid, as soon as I got money, I bought a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And I've just put it away. I was drinking all the time. I was smoking loads. It was just nasty, just violent, just a horrible person. You know what I mean? And I was self-loathing a lot. I was crying, and then I was getting angry because I was down so much, and then I was getting upset because I was angry, and it's just up and down. You know what I mean? My diet was all over the place. I wasn't training. I wasn't doing something to keep myself afloat. I was just falling apart. And then I remember going out for a few drinks. And it got to the point where I got too much. Something went in my head, and I turned my phone off. I got in my car. It was the black Golf at the time that I had in Northern Ireland. I got in my car, And I remember you come down the bottom of the road where the apartment was, and you throw a right, and you go down a narrow country lane. Not bumpy, narrow country lane, bushes either side. And that's for about 200 metres. I'd say about 250 metres. And then it gets to the end, and then it goes into it's a junction with another narrow country road that comes off from one of the top of the mountains. And thus there's Le Bosson Glacier by Mont Blanc. That comes right the way down. Bear in mind, I was there for 2 years, you mean?
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, that's why we couldn't find you.
But it wasn't right for me. Well, that's why I went there.
Yeah, she said you just went rogue. Yeah.
Oh, all the social media. And everyone believed that I'd gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's what I wanted, because I didn't want to be a burden on anyone. I didn't want anyone to go, oh, there goes at it again. You know what I mean? Whatever. So, and then it goes down the road, and that goes onto the Rue de Blanc, the white motorway, what it's called, and then that takes you into Chamonix town. So I get in the car, I'm driving along, and then whatever it was, I got that all sense of low. You're not important. You know, no one from the UK has even bothered to try and get in touch with you. No one has bothered to give a shit about you. No one gives a crap. You're this, you're that. Everyone knows that you're an angry whatever. And all the FM that was in there just went straight in on me. So this road to 20 or whatever it was, mile an hour. So yeah, I put the foot down. I thought, right, I'm going to go into town, and I'm going to go park up, leave the car there. There's a pub in Chamonix called The Pub, and it was run by Scousers.
Okay.
It was run by Scousers. I remember they had the LFC flag in the window, and I went in there, and I was with me mate, and he put a proper strong Scouse accent on. He walked to the bar, he goes, "Hello mate, you're all right," like that, and he was just trying to be, just thinking that they were French.
Yeah.
He used to talk, and I was talking and thinking, they're not going to be able to understand us.
Like that copper off, hello.
Yeah.
Meaning.
So next minute, the lad behind the bar and he goes, "What's up, kid?" Like that. And I went, "Whoa!" And he goes, "You like the boys?" Like that. And the next minute we all had a drink at the sound. So I always went back there, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember, I'll go there, park the car, I'll go there, get bladdered. Wherever I wake up, I wake up. Bear in mind, it was minus 19. Yeah. So we were in the mountains. It went up to like minus 31 and froze all the diesel in the van at one point. But yeah, it was about minus 19. It was Baltic. You know what I mean? I just had a hoodie on. You know what I mean? Just hard as hell, aren't I? Think I am. And then, so next minute, I'm driving along. I thought, whenever I wake up, if I fall asleep in the street, I won't wake up. Yeah. Bonus, happy days. Driving on the road, and the road, remember, it was quite icy, and the car was slipping a little bit. And I was getting quicker and quicker and quicker, faster and faster and faster. The car was picking up speed. I remember like looking at, I remember seeing one of the street lamps, that because they were dotted out, the flat road coming down. And I remember, in my head I went, that wall there is only about 4 foot high, 3-4 foot high, sandstone wall, and it goes into a field, and it's full of glass and snow and whatever. If I hit it hard enough, I go for that windscreen, I'll go into that field. They won't find me. Yeah. The time they get to me, I'll be gone. And I planned it in my head. Within a split second, I took my belt off, took my hands off the wheel, and I went straight into the wall.
You put your foot down there.
Fucking some arsehole put a lamppost there, didn't he? And then
cheeky bastards, you know.
So I hit this lamppost. Yeah. The car crimpled up, but it's golf. It's like a fucking scimitar tank. So the front of when I looked at it, it had the perfect circle like that. Like it was like that. And the bumper in the front, radiator was all creased. Yeah. The car was sound. Car stalled. I hit the windscreen, didn't go through it. I just whacked the windscreen, cracked the windscreen, hit my head. I remember smashing me goods on the steering wheel, and I was mangled up on the dash. Okay. And I was like, so as I pulled myself back down, whatever happened, time had passed. I got out the car, and I was just like pissing with blood and all that. And this fella stood there talking in French. There, and I speak broken French, like he was talking in French, and I went, "Yeah, I'm fine," in English like that. Looked at the car, got in the car, started it. It started the first time. I pulled it back, and I pulled down the road, drove down the road. And I remember driving the road going, "Did that happen?" And I was there, wiping blood off my face because it was going in my eyes when I was driving. Yeah. Parked the car up in town, got the car, walked, and I must have got a couple 100 metres and hit the floor. Yeah.
Was you, at that time, was you disappointed that it didn't work?
Yeah, fuming, absolutely fuming. I was like, "That now I've got to pay for a car." You know what I mean? Pay for a car, I'm still here.
Priorities, you know. I've just
That-
survived.
That's it.
on my fucking car.
Well, that gets to my point.
Mm.
Money
Mm.
was more of a problem to me than
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Money, paying bills. You get out the army. I still struggle now.
Yeah.
Like, you pay the council tax. Oh, no.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because I struggle with it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's not because I struggle. It's just like, I just can't be bothered with it.
Because it's right though,
It's
isn't
not
it?
priority in my eyes, you know what I mean?
Everything's sorted for us while we're in. Our
Exactly.
money, we look at it as, beer tokens, you know.
Yeah,
That'll do me a
that's
few
it.
weekends, that, you know.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, now we get out,
Yeah.
we've got responsibilities, and that can come crashing down, can't
Yeah,
it? Really,
Definitely.
really hard.
But that was, I think that was one of the worst attempts. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that was
So close, thank God.
But I remember sitting on the bench and people were walking past me, looking at me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you went over it." There's a lot of English there, a lot of
Yeah.
Europeans, and they're like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, fine." What happened? "Oh, I tripped over." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they're like,
mean-
"That's," and I literally had a cut right across my head. My hands were all smashed up. Like a bust rib, because I
Yeah.
couldn't breathe properly for weeks. I thought I must have been doing like 90, 100 mile an hour.
How?
I must have.
Yeah.
Like, and then it was then I thought, right, okay, I'm obviously meant to stay here.
Yeah.
But then obviously I had another attempt, and then another attempt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm in the best place I've been in a long time
I
now.
can see it.
You
See
know what I
that
mean?
you've got colour in your face, you know. You look fit, you look healthy.
I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it's down to, one, my home life.
Yeah.
I believe in a strong home life when with someone with PTSD.
Yeah.
PTSD is an injury, and you don't need a carer, but you need to be in the right environment.
Yeah.
So your home life, if you got lads that are in a bad place because the home life is rocky.
Toxic, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. With the wrong girl, whatever. I've been there. You know what I mean? I think that added to it a lot. I've got a good home life. I've got a good missus.
Thank
I've
God.
got my baby. That is my rock there. That's my home life. And
Yeah.
then everything else, I'm building on.
Yeah.
But when I do have a slip, when something goes wrong, I'm like, oh, that's it, it's done. Get rid of it. Just burn the lot.
I know.
Not the family. I mean, just burn the businesses and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
So many
Like that with the house with full of petrol. It's like, what are you doing? Fuck, sick of you. No, but it's so easy to flip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you know, you be sat there one day and going, I'm all right.
Yeah.
And the next day it's like, I just got to douse myself in
Do you know
diesel.
what I struggle with for absolutely no reason? Nothing's happened. You know, I've got the perfect wife, the perfect daughter. I can just wake up and go, you fucking lousy piece of shit. What am I doing with myself, you know? And then the feeling of just pure emptiness,
Yeah.
just a shit.
Yeah.
That word gets through around a lot of shell, but you can't describe it any other
No,
way.
I've thought
I'm
about it. I can't
filled
think of
with-
any other way.
I can't be angry. I can't be happy. I can't be anything. I'm just this walking shell doing the day-to-day shite, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I struggle with really bad. And
It's, because you believe that, well, I don't know about you, but I believe that I shouldn't be here. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I believe it should be one of them here. But now I've got my daughter, it's like, she needs me.
Yeah.
And I can honestly think now, put my hand on my heart, that I'm not going to go anywhere now
oh yeah,
because she needs me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, why should her life be tarnished and ruined because of my past? And that's why we need to. That's why I need to change.
but
We've got to take
you're all
away.
very good from keeping that aspect away from her as
Yeah,
well. Which
yeah.
I see.
She'll
Yeah.
probably never know that I was in the military till
Hopefully,
she's
yeah.
old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So same as your baby, we just keep it from them because it's not something. They'll always be brought up with respect for the military. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what does break my heart is when I'm in a lot of pain with the leg one day, like
And she's watching.
yeah, and I'm like I can't even play with it on the floor because I'm just
'Cause you're
rolling
teared
around
up.
the couch, yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll just look at me and she'll know and she'll go, "Is your leg sore today, Daddy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a little bit sore, darling, you know." And I think she shouldn't need to know that, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
she knows.
Yeah, but what she sees is, and this is what makes me proud of you, is that you get up for work. Yeah. Doesn't matter how much pain you're in, you'll get up for work in the morning, give her a kiss on the head and go, "I'm going to work now." You go to work. And that's what I do with my
You have
daughter.
to. You have to.
Because that's installing what a dad is.
Yeah.
You get up, you go to work, and she's going, well, yes, last night my dad's leg was really bad. He's in pain. He can't walk properly. But he's going to work and he's going to be out for like 10 hours a day. Like,
and that's what my
and
wife says.
That's what installs
yeah.
that into a young girl, how a man is. Strong man.
Yeah, I'm
but
very old-fashioned.
Yeah,
well.
I am like that.
Yeah.
I am like that. Like, I sit here and people go, I thought you were like a mental health advocate, because I sit there and go, you need to talk about PTSD, you need to talk about trauma, you need to get these depressive, anxiety, whatever thoughts out on the table and talk about it. But when it comes to emotions and stuff like that, don't care about that. That's just normal. That's just normal, whatever. Yeah. But then you've got like, when I'm with my baby, I won't sit there and go, oh, I'm feeling sad today, or I'm feeling whatever. But I'll sit there and I'll talk to her with emotion. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'll show my emotion. I won't sit there crying to her, like, but when I'm happy, when I'm happy because I'm with her, it's natural. I'm smiling with her. I'm happy with her, you know what I mean? And she can see that. You know what I mean? I talk to her with emotion. I treat her like a young lady. You know what I mean? I give her a kiss on the back of the hand and do that. You know, I treat her like a young, and I show her how a man should be. Yeah, but at the same time, I can sit and talk. You know what I mean? And I do that by portraying it onto my missus. Yeah. So I'll talk to Steph properly. I'll give her respect. Don't swear. Give her a cuddle. Give her a kiss. Do that. And our baby can see that. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, mum and daddy love each other."
Same. I love when the baby catches me and my wife, you know, kissing the faces off each other. You know, a child should see that.
Our baby does it. When we're giving a cuddle in the kitchen, like again from work, oh, how you been? Give her a kiss, and she'll run and go, family hug, and she hugs, and she sees that, and she's getting brought up with that. You know what I mean? So when she gets older, and a lad does come along, you know what I mean? She's gonna look at him and go,
piece of
fuck
shit.
off, see you later. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to install is a good, foresight. Like, but that's what we do day in, day out, not just to our kids, but to everyone. Yeah. Other males. Like, we're alpha males, but when you come across, and what I do now is when I come across not someone that's weak, but someone that isn't the way I am, like boisterous, like like, oh, I've cut your finger, oh, just crack on. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not like man up. I'm a bit more like, okay, a bit more like what's the word?
Reserved.
Not reserved. No, what's the word? A bit more like on their level. Like I'll go, okay, yeah, you know what I mean? A bit more. Yeah. Whereas like years ago, if someone like hurt themselves, I like walk it off. Yeah. Now, you know what I mean?
Straight away.
Or get on the jack line. You know what I mean?
Do you miss the lads?
Some of them. Yeah. Some of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them though. Just, I'll be honest. And they can watch this and they can all sit there and go, is that me? Yeah, it probably is. No. Because, not just because of me. When I got out, I got in touch with a lot of people, and a lot of people blanked me. Yeah. Fucked me off. And they knew I was in a bad place. And still to this day, no one's been in touch. There's only certain people. You know what I mean? I'll always, if they rang me up and said, I'm in a bad place, I go, listen, talk to me.
Of course, yeah.
I've got the resources here, let me help you. Yeah. But that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of two faces in the army, there's a lot of nastiness in the army, there's a lot of I'm better than you in the army. But that's just down to ego, that's just down to the alpha male and all that. Yeah. But when it come down to mental health, whether it because we didn't know how to combat it in the army back then. But I always say to myself all the time, what if when I was in that bad place, I stood up in front of everyone and I said, I'm not right. I'm in rag. I need help. Yeah. This is how I'm feeling. Yeah. I think this is normal, XYZ. And this is why I want to get back to battalion now. I want to go back to battalion and stand up in front of everyone and go and listen, blah, blah, blah. And you've got people doing that at the moment. I don't know if they want the names mentioned, so I won't. But they've got an old friend of ours who's got who's got a company, and he's going around different camps now. He's spreading like wildfire. He's got football teams on board, stuff like that, and he's teaching mental health awareness. And he's absolutely bashing it, and I back him 100%. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to do. I want to get my goal is to go from what I was last year to Lad Bible to this point now, to standing on a stage with 1,000 people in front of me and going, "You're right. Yeah. How are we? This is who I am. This is what I've been through. What are you going through?" That's just the word. That's how we say hello now, isn't it? You know what I mean?
How are we?
That's just it now because of John. But yeah, that's my goal.
Yeah.
I want to get out there and I want to get me. Because at first I was like, no, I don't want to be facing the camera. Oh, no, I don't want to be that. Oh, I don't want any FaceTime. No, fuck that, go away. Now it's like, well, if we're all programmed to think like that, then nothing's getting mentioned, nothing's getting said, no messages getting out
Nothing's
there.
getting done.
So I've had, and not to blow me own bugle, but I've had well over 1,000 private messages across Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, whatever else I'm on. They're all going, thank you for that.
Yeah.
You've made me feel like this, you made me feel like that. I got a message from a lad, yeah, and bit broken English, and he said, just seen your thing on Lad Bible, showing it to me dad, and my dad started crying.
Okay.
And he's going, he was your interpreter in Kosovo.
Really, yeah.
And he had no food, and you give him some food, you give him some bread, and you installed faith in him.
Yeah.
He's crying, saying, thank you very much. And I was like,
Mess. It's working.
Building me up now, like, you mean? And I was like, and he's going, thank you. If you ever want to come back to Kosovo, you're always welcome in our home, like that. I went, I don't want to come back to Kosovo.
I've been thinking about going back. I love
you?
it. Yeah, I love
Easy
it.
jet over there?
I know. Right into Pristina.
I bet you don't have to quarantine either.
Should we go?
No. No, I would. If I got to see him again, because I know who he's on about. I
Can picture his face.
Yeah, in the back of the thing. He was dead sound. It wasn't the comedian one that looked like him.
Yeah.
You were on about, wasn't it? Graham Norton. He looked like Graham Norton. He was a ringer of Graham Norton, weren't he? And I got there, I went, you Graham Norton? He went, hey? Like that? I went, no.
Okay.
Like that? Okay. Like that. But yeah, he's a taller bloke. Dead sound.
Yeah.
So that touched me. But I've had well over 1,000 messages saying thank you for doing this and doing that. You've opened my eyes to mental health. You've done this and that. And
yeah,
you know, we've got to step forward and do stuff like that. And if another 1,000 vets step forward and start doing, you know, podcasts and stuff like that, and start talking about stuff, it's only going to do good.
I can't recommend it enough.
You know what I mean? So
no
like,
one's weak. That word, I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
weak.
I do.
Are you weak?
I do.
Fuck off.
When I think of weakness is if you can't bench a certain weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever. That's how I put it down to. But we've all done it. We've all called the lads weak.
Yeah.
Oh, you're weak. Why am I weak? You're weak.
Yeah.
I mean, back then it was funny. It's like school. I think
we didn't understand it.
No,
did we?
but like, it's like, to me, it's like school. You know, when you're in school, you go, stay to his wheels there. You know what I mean? And he's like, I remember getting to like this is how like dramatic it is. I remember getting to high school, and my dad got me a pair of my mum and dad got me a pair of Clarks. Like Clarks look up pretty.
Beetle stompers.
But they look sound. If I put a pair of Clarks on now, with a suit, a blue suit, I look half decent.
Fucking Mormon, mate.
Just don't look at my feet. You know what I mean? But whatever. Like I'm at that stage now in my life where I'll go out wearing my pajamas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't.
It's not normal pajamas. It's cut off pajamas. Try it. It'll change your life, mate.
I wear one of my missus' baggy t-shirts in my ass. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking a nightie. I'm not bothered, me. No, I really do not care. I do not care how I look.
Yeah.
The only reason I look half decent now is because it's our own brand, and no one will buy pajamas. Not my pajamas anyway.
Should we do pajamas?
I reckon we should. And right flank undies. And I've looked at them, by the way. And yeah, so I don't care. So when I rocked up to school with this attitude, like, you know what I mean? I had a pair of trainers in primary school called Kingfishers, or Kingfish or something like that.
I don't know.
And it was a tough time, you know what I mean? The kids are fucking brutal.
What the fuck is that?
But then I got to high school, I thought, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
I'm not arsed. And I rocked up these Clarks, and I looked smart. I had fresh iron pants, and I was clean and all that. And everyone's going, what's that on your feet?
Those?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, they're me Clarks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think they were Clarks. I think they were Jags. Jag
Fucking
Clarks. Jag Clarks. That's going on the intro, that is, by the way. Jag Clarks. Jag Clarks and PTSD. We were soldiers with Jag Clarks. That's the intro to the show now. Remember that? All right. Oh, mate, I'm made up with that now. Don't forget that.
Jag Clarks.
We were soldiers with Jag Clarks. So yeah, that was it. I got hammered for like the first year of school for it. And everyone had kickers back then.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? They're kickers.
Oh, yeah.
And if you didn't have the little suede tag on it, you were gay.
Jargo, yeah.
Yo, where's your tag?
Yeah.
I took it off because it was.
But if you was the
part
shit,
it's part of the sales process.
If you
you're
was
crap.
the shit, you'd have a pair of Rockport brown ones to make it a little bit more.
Well,
edgy
I
and
wanted
get
brown
kicked out.
ones, but I wasn't one of the cool kids. Like,
Oh, okay,
you know
okay.
what I mean, I had no, I asked for a pair of kickers. And my mum got me a pair of pods. Do you remember them? Pods.
Belters.
You remember them?
Yeah, man.
They look like Rockports
Yeah.
with a little bit around the toe,
Yeah.
but the sole's kicked out a little bit. Like proper goth boots. So I walked in thinking, all right, here. I'm in the clear here. And everyone's going, hey, what are those? And I was like, look like moon boots. I was like, back home, I can't do it. Still got receipts.
Clarks.
I think it must have been like year 10. I rocked up in a pair of kickers.
Yeah.
By then, they were fucking shit. No one cared about them.
Get them off.
I was wearing loafers or something.
It
Saying that it was the Whittle, so it was backward anyway.
It was hard growing up, though, wasn't it? Even I don't even want to say back then because it wasn't that long ago. We're only 35, but fucking hell, it was tough times, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you think about it with 35, and now what have we done with our careers and our lives?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The army and all that. And I've had more jobs than a gypsy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I've been here, there, and everywhere. It's been mayhem, absolute mayhem. Well,
it's been an adventure, hasn't it, mate?
It has. Well,
Cool.
I like to think that it's still going, but
Oh,
5 years, well, 4 years, we're 40.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask also, when I got whacked, did that contribute to your mental health?
Yeah.
Because you was on the hill, wasn't you?
We were on the top,
yeah. I don't mean watching it like.
No, we were patrolling. We were just patrolling. I remember the track we were on. We were patrolling along, and we heard the firefight going off.
Yeah.
But we heard the shot go off, the spray, and then we heard obviously kicked off because everyone turned around suppressed. And as always, it's a turkey shoot.
Oh yeah.
As soon as that first round comes in, you just double tap any potential target. You know what I mean? So it's just a turkey shoot. So you know, as soon as you hear that first shot, and it's not at you just fucking keep down because you know rounds gonna go everywhere. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it was going off, and I heard a few bursts of the GMP, a few bursts of the LMG, a few rifle shots going off, and then I heard the GMP go, and then we come round then, because we were, I think we were literally not even like 300-400 meters away.
Yeah.
And we moved in. By the time we got down to you, you'd gone over the wall. You'd had a little shoot out there.
Yeah.
And then you were already thingied. You were morphined up on the deck, and you had all your knees strapped up. Faz was on you.
Faz, he actually squared me away. I remember the medic. If I remember right, it was
don't
the
say his full name.
No, couldn't even tell you. It was his first patrol on his first ever tour, you know, and it was like, fucking hell, mate. You know what I mean? He's trying to twist me leg back the right because it went 180.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so talk us through that so everyone knows that's watching what actually happened. If you don't mind, like how it happened, because everyone knows
I
you
have
got
to
shot.
talk about it a lot in work anyway. It does help in work. So do we go into this? Yeah, I was out on the compound roof. We'd been in this village. Basically, the locals had been getting fucked up in there. So if I can say, it was in Ops Box Liverpool, ironically, you know.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So we were there.
Because I remember it come over and went, oh, fucking wood, wouldn't it?
But I got shot from Ops Box Manchester, and I was like,
right.
what the fuck, man?
Right. Off again, are we?
So seeing two guys crawling. At this moment, we'd been given the order, wait for it to come in now.
Yeah.
I was fuming. At PID, two guys crawling with a weapon system. You know, powers that be. I was told, okay, fucking crack on with the patrol. In fact, head over that way. Let's see what's going on. So, you know, there's our bomberman How, he's in front. I'm second guy behind him with the LMG. Our section commander Faz is a couple behind, fucking top bloke. And we're patrolling across a field as flat as this table. Couple irrigation ditches left and right, nothing much. 1 and 2 section went that way. We sort of dog-legged around this building. Go and check it out, really. And I got about halfway across, and then as I'm talking to you now conscious, I opened my eyes and I was looking at the floor, and I was like, for fuck's sake, what's happened? You crow, you fell over. Didn't hear nothing, didn't feel
First
nothing.
thing you think, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Next
obviously.
thing, I just heard all around me, and I was like, I looked around and I seen the fucker on top of the building, and my section commander and Howe was about, if I remember right, about 60 meters to the front.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear them, I could see them, and they would just go crawl, crawl, crawl. So I was like, why? What's happened? And then I looked, and it rolled onto my back, and I just see him femoral artery squirting all over the place, leg done 180, and then
Because that's when we had to come over the net then. Okay,
and I was
man
like,
down.
I've been shot. And I was like, that's all I could say. And they were just going crawl. So we had the LMG and I'm throwing it arm's distance and I'm crawling to it. And I'm like, I feel shit. I feel really bad here, you know. I've lost a lot of blood.
Like life was draining out of you.
So I rolled onto my back, fucking quick tourniquet, carried on crawling to the
Self-help.
lads, next thing, I could feel the rounds pushing under the ground as he was emptying it was a PKM.
Was it?
Yeah, and he was emptying it into me. What do you have? A fucking about 500 round link, you know what I mean? So yeah, he's just spraying, and at this time as fucking muckers at 360'd us, they blocked us all in. So it was coming from everywhere, you know. But obviously, little fat Richo crawling was a target. They could see I was still alive, and he just wanted to finish it. So I'm crawling, and then I just remember putting my head down just like that, thinking, right, you're all right, you're not gonna die. And then, how? I shouldn't laugh, but I could hear him coming, is he dead? Is he dead? And I just go, I'm not fucking dead. So I'm crawling. And then next thing, thank God them two, they ran out into the killing area. Fucking, there was rounds everywhere. And they were running with me. And it was like John Rambo, you know, still at the LMG, way fucking setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
But we were running alongside the compound wall, and I could see the rounds chasing us, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then it missed me head, went behind me, shot Faz in the pouch.
Yeah, because it wasn't your GPS in the
no,
pouch.
I'm talking about a new GPS. And
Was it your Garmin was in his pouch?
I was thinking, I can't ask him to get me a new one. He's just run out and saved me life, you know. I thought it was a fucking great big hole for it.
I would have asked for it. I would have said, where'd you got the Garmin, lad?
Yeah. So luckily, they threw me over the wall. Fucking done more damage, landed on my head. I fucking done all my neck in. And that's when the medic, he was fighting me, and I'm like, fuck off, you know. And the lads threw me on a stretcher and we're running. And we were having a little laugh at the time. And then one of our mates, who was it? Turner, fucking slipped off the stretcher. Fuck off, split my head open on the floor. Like, you fucking dickhead, what are you doing? I'm in bits here. So we got into a compound with our couple of the guys, I think.
Because they hit it again, didn't they, in the lungs?
Well, I only found out later on they'd hit me again in the right knee. We think it was a ricochet because it
The angle it went in.
yeah, and it sort of fragmented and it came out up the top by my groin here. So it hit the bone, fucking came out there, and the doctor said I took a few in the chest because it fractured all my sternum and all of me
plate got it cracked. Yeah.
So where my ribs joined the spine, that's where the damage was because the force of it fucking
Pushed it back,
ricocheted out and, you know, broke these ribs here. But we didn't realise at the time. And
The adrenaline's fired.
yeah. So we got into a compound. And
Had you had morphine by now?
no, not for about.
Still running on adrenaline.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I was like, I remember looking over and Kev Diggle, he's over there, and I'm like, mate, how long on the chopper? And he's like, you know, we're gonna get it in. They couldn't land. It was bad. It was really bad, as you know. An hour later, I think I was just looked up at Faz, and I'm like, I need this morphine now, mate. It's hurting a little bit, you know, because we all know the story of the morphine needle. It's fucking about that big, isn't it?
And you're fucking petrified.
I know, but it didn't. That
You don't even like blood.
I know. Look, remember the story? Remember I passed out. But no,
But yeah, you stayed awake when you got shot.
I know, and self-help. But I just remember seeing little How, and he's fixing me up, and my first thought was look after him. You know, he's younger than you.
Yeah.
And I was like that. I just got hold of him. I was like, it's all right, mate. Don't look at it. You know, and he's trying to shove a FFD into the exit wound, which was fucking great big massive hole. You know. So I was like, it's all right, mate. You know, don't worry about it. Just go and do your own thing. So he cracks on and he's giving it to them from the front, and the lads are covering the compound, and yeah, it was horrible. I was just like, I can't fucking believe this has happened. That's what went. It's so shit to think, but I was thinking in my head, I'm fucking seeing your body here. Why have I got it? That was my first thought. You know, that's so
it's a natural thing
immature
to think.
To think.
You mean?
And I was like, how did I get it? And then next thing, about an hour 45 later, we managed to get a chopper, and yeah, the Fijian lads threw me on the back, and that was the last I seen of them until Liverpool, the parade through Liverpool.
Yeah. I remember that, because you're on crutches then, weren't you?
Yeah, I was still all chained up. And
yeah. Because Hal was with you.
Yeah.
Who else was with you that day?
Coco.
Coco, yeah.
And the wonderful people of Liverpool, as the parade went through, no one dispersed. We were about 100 metres behind on our crutches. Every single person stayed out.
Yeah.
And we were all getting us through, and we
I remember that, because we come back, didn't we? And we did Liverpool, and we did London, didn't
London,
we?
Yeah.
We did the walk through, march through. We got the keys to the city, didn't we?
Yeah.
And literally, I remember stood there, and that was a really proud moment for me for being in our city. So we come back, and it just shows the people of Liverpool how loyal.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember stood there to attention, and this is something that sticks in my head. I stood there to attention like that outside the St George's Hall. The streets are crowded, packed, like more than would be on Remembrance Day.
It was chocker.
Rammed. Yeah. Everyone had signs going, "We love you," and all that. Like, that wasn't, to me, that wasn't real to me. That wasn't the reason why I did it. You know what I mean, or nothing like that. But that was surreal. And I always remember looking up, and I don't know if we could put this in the show, like, but I remember looking up, and in the building opposite, I think it's above the Head of Steam.
Yeah.
There's a couple in there going at it in the window.
Remember you telling me?
And I said, they're like, like that, and they proper going for it, like, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean, like. And I was like, and I could hear lads going, hey, hey, like that. I was like, and yeah, and he was right. And then he turned us off, and then we marched. Did we go down?
It was a mission.
Yeah, I was knackered by the end of it.
Right past
because we're all hungover.
Street, yeah.
I was badly hungover, mate. Yeah. I was terrible. I thought I was going to go on the cobbles.
We went through past Lime Street and then through town.
We went down
all the way to
down Church Street.
Yeah.
Paradise Street. Down to the town hall. And then we got to the town hall, and they wouldn't let me in.
Yeah.
Wouldn't let me in. There's a load of us doing it. No, it's full in there. Like,
hang on.
Maybe
deserts and everything. Yeah.
And I remember Jeff Allen met us there and a few others, and we went to, where'd we go? We went up James Street. Is it All Bar 1?
Yeah.
Is that still there? Is it?
I think so. Well, that's the one.
That's what it was, yeah. And I remember, because I had issued desert boots on. They were ragging my feet. Because I never wore them at all. Remember?
You had Timberlands?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, man. Got out there, proper wool things like that, innit? Like, we stood there. I remember Sergeant Major, I won't say his name because I don't know if he's still in, like, and he sat there like that, and he's watching us all walk through, and we were in Bastion. He went, Nico, I got like that. Oh shit! He goes, come here. What are those? Like that. They're Timberlands. Why are you wearing desert Timberlands? I was like, it's neoprene sole shirt, like that. Yeah. You fucking cockhead.
Were they comfy?
The most comfiest thing ever, until we went on to Op Panther's Dick.
Oh yeah.
Remember Operation Panther's Claw?
Yeah.
We went up into the hills, and the rock was that hot. They melted the sole off him.
Yeah.
I had to duct tape him up.
Yeah.
Until I got back and got my Mendels on.
Fucking tramp.
Like that, hobbling along like I'm on my Carter in rag, and yeah, they were so cool for me. He hammered me, and he didn't have it in for me. I made myself a target. Yeah. Back then, I go, he hates me.
Yeah.
I'm a good screw him, but looking back, I was a dick. You know what I mean? Like you say, right? We're rifles now. Do not wear green jacket t-shirts.
Yeah, camp tramps.
So what did I do? Straight down the cookhouse. Body armor. Take me body, me osprey off. Got my rifle on me, helmet. Got a 2004 Royal Green Jacket t-shirt. They had the cap badge there printed, and then it said royalgreenjackets.com or something on the back in red. He's like, Nico, come here. Like, shit. Got me again. Yeah. Why are you wearing that? And it had the holes in it, where the moths had been in it. It was full of holes. Oh, armpits hanging out and all sorts.
Fucking duct tape Timberlands.
It was terrible.
The
absolutely terrible. He's like, why are you wearing that? I went, it's comfy.
Yeah.
Like that. And he's like, yeah, you just can't wear anything green jacket. But there's only us here. And then just as he goes, get back over there and change your t-shirt now. And I then, yeah. So as I turn around, the CO come through with someone else and bodyguards and the CP teams and all sorts. And he goes, never mind, get back in there, have your scuff. I was like, whoa. But yeah, man, it was funny times. Like,
it was mental though, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, man.
Do you feel forgotten from the battalion?
Yeah.
Massively, yeah. Again, you know,
yeah.
I felt I was looking at it from this perspective now. I was one of the last to sign off. That's a complete other story how that went about, but I just didn't want to leave. You know, I was in Belfast, and it was like, all right, they put me in a room shredding paper all day long, knowing what I know now. That was forcing me for me pension.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I'd had really any help from the battalion, and even then it was nothing, you know. And you go through this whole, oh, there was a number. Yeah, I understand. You know, I'm taking up a able-bod's position. You know?
But they stuck you and a few others down into the marriage quarters down the bottom, the arse end of the camp with no transport.
All in bits.
It's because they didn't want the new lads to see you injured.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And I understand now from, you know, a tactical aspect, but it's like, come on, you have a duty of care, you know, and I didn't feel it. I did not feel it.
I've never ever felt, don't get me wrong, when I was in, I bled green.
Yeah.
I loved it, absolutely loved it. But I never felt any kind of care afterwards. I never got anything afterwards.
No, to this day.
No, never.
What did annoy me?
Funny enough, I can't say his name, but he was our RSM when I left.
Yeah.
And our Sergeant Major for Iraq.
Yeah. Top bloke.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend.
Yeah.
I messaged him the other day, got hold of his number from another legend that was above him.
Yeah.
If you know about the tall fella. Well, he's not even in. Quentin Naylor.
What a guy.
Big Q. You know what I mean?
Guy.
He's not. He's absolute legend. Well, he gave me his number. So bear in mind, Mr. Naylor's been boss. He messages me most weeks. He comments on all my stuff, and he's like, "Oh, keep going, well done." You know, he's like when he was in battalion.
I call him sir, you know, yes, sir. And he's like, "I'm not in no more." I'm like, well,
I did that sort of thing. Yeah, I know. All right, sir, like that. And he goes, "Just call me." I was like, "Yeah, but
nah."
He goes, you know what I mean? He goes, "Oh, fucking whatever."
Yeah.
And he turned around. He goes, "How have you been?" He goes, "You feeling better?" What do you mean? He goes, "Well, you're in a bad place." How do you know that? He goes, "I just knew."
Yeah.
Like, well, you knew. You know what I mean? You knew. This is the problem. People know that you're struggling, but we're all conditioned and programmed not to go forward with it because we're not programmed to do that. We're programmed to take the fight to the enemy and run into a hurling bullets and rounds and whatever and fight to the death for whatever reasons we're doing it. You know what I mean? People say it's for Queen and Country. No, for me, it was for my lads.
Yeah.
Alongside.
Yeah.
If I sit here, you're going to kill us. I've got to take the fight to you.
Yeah.
And overpower you and win to get my lads home. So we'll do that, but we won't push to help. You know what I mean? But bear in mind, when I did fall off the wagon badly after Iraq, it was reported to him.
Yeah.
And he did push me forward for the help and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even when I got in that fight with Jonah, we got in that fight in the I think it was the Rifles bar.
Yeah,
he broke my eye socket.
Tasty.
Over something probably I said, you know what I mean? But even then, he had us in front of us. I went to the hospital, had the X-rays, and we were stood in front of him. And he was like, "You fucking pay," you know what I mean? And blah blah. But he was like, he cared, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But from that level down, there was some sort of care there, but that was down to relationship. That was down to like Pez, like as a screw. He was a mate, so he cared. He found me in the room and went, "Right, that's it, I've had enough now."
Yeah.
And he flagged it up.
Top guy.
There's certain screws there like flagging stuff up, and they because he cared as a friend.
Yeah.
But then
where did it go after that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it hit like higher level, and then it stops. So it's like, well, that doesn't concern that rank.
And
that rank doesn't want to know that the lads are in bad place. They want them to be fighting fit.
Do you think it was to keep us operational?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We were the most operational battalion regiment going. You know what I mean? At that time, we were away every year.
And if they'd have started just shooting everybody left, right, and centre.
Well, that's it. They did redundancies, didn't they?
But what was that doing for us? You know, upstairs we were just.
It's like business, isn't it? On a business point of view, and a business perspective.
Yeah, you have to look at it like that.
You have to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So there's the end goal, and you work way back. If there's something along the way that isn't working, one place change, and the army has that ability to just take that number out and put another number in.
So easy.
And if you haven't got the manpower in the battalion, then they go to the reserves.
But as you said,
but the reserves, they were mega blokes.
Oh,
we had.
unbelievable! We were so undermanned in Sangan, and we'd had a couple of the lads tip up from the TA, Flinny, you know, top bloke, and it's like, not just are you there to spread the weight out, you know, you could be looking in one position where we aren't, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, they get a lot of stick, the TA guys, don't they? But
they do.
I can't thank them enough.
They do, but I don't know what other regiments reserves are like, but I know ours are all over it.
Top blokes, yeah.
They're absolutely mega.
Yeah.
They literally, I like Tom Broom, like.
Awesome.
We had some good ones because we had like McAtee and we had Safui and all them.
Yeah.
But like I remember Tom Broom was just like switched on. He's like he's a boss
we were
of the
with
squad.
him in Belize, wasn't we?
Yeah, well that's it.
He
kept volunteering to come with us.
Yeah.
He just loved us, didn't he?
Yeah.
What a guy. And he'd come to Liverpool and visits and stuff like that just to say hello, and he's brilliant. You know what I mean? But we have got some good blokes there. But it's just life.
Yeah.
Life pulls you apart and you all go your separate ways and you have families and stuff like that. And the best thing that I've done when it comes to changing my mindset, changing the frame of mind, is instead of saying, I'm a veteran, I was a soldier, I've done this, you know, blah, blah, I sit there and go, right, the military was a career. When you're in there, it's a life.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lifestyle, it's everything.
Your life for, happily.
It's a community, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Now I've changed it to, it was a job. Just like before when I went into college, and I went into this job and I did that job and I've done security and I've gone into engineering and whatever. It's a job. Do I get upset and cry when I leave an engineering job?
One job, yeah.
No. Obviously people didn't die there and stuff like that, but if I put it into that pigeonhole as a job, I don't think, oh, we're in combats and this and that. No, it's just a uniform.
Yeah. Just
like I wear overalls or I wear a suit and tie or whatever. It's a job. There's a lot more with it, but it's a job. I
find myself nowadays really like, you know, back in the day it was a novelty. Yeah, you know, used to say, I've been here, X, Y, Z, this happened. Now it's more of a hindrance. It's more of, they'll go, oh, the job I'm in now, teaching assistant, they'll go, oh, what did you do before that? I took a bit of time off, you know what I mean? Which I did, took years out, getting better.
Obviously needed to.
Yeah, but the turning point came when I was talking to a guy in the canteen in work. A couple of us around, you know, doing our duties, and I'm talking about a real morbid experience. What happened? Something which you shouldn't have been talking about, and I caught myself laughing about it, and I was like, you know, really belly chucking.
I've done that.
And I was like, what the fuck is up with you? You're talking about something here about, you know, it was a confirmed, and I just found myself in this uncontrollable fit of laughter, and it was that point I was like, no more fucking, you know, because you look like a lunatic, mate. You know.
Yeah.
So I was like, that can't happen again. You know, I've got a family to provide for.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You mean I do it still to this day. People talk about getting to firefights and stuff like that. And I find myself getting like, not angry, but like,
the body shaking.
Yeah, you mean, and it's not because I enjoy killing or fighting and stuff like that. It's because I enjoy that rush of, even when you're on exercise and you've got like, you know, you're in your section and then you put Charlie there to suppress, and then Delta goes in or whatever, or vice versa, and it's like that feeling of prepared to move.
Yeah.
And you get to your last bound position, and you know from there onwards you're going in, and you're going in to kill.
Yeah.
Whatever happens when you go over that last bound position, you go over that hill or go into that pit or go into that trench or whatever, that building,
Mm.
that's your last bound position, and you have to kill.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And if you're fucked, they're fucked.
Do you?
So it's not the actual going in there to kill, it's the rush of,
Yeah.
it's the actual 100% stepping off that mark to a lot of people be impossible.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's someone in there that's tooled up to the teeth,
Yeah.
that wants that. There's
Who's-
no one else in the world at that point that wants to kill you more than that person, and he will do anything to do it.
How do you kill an enemy who wants to die?
Exactly.
That freaked me out. That really freaked me out.
It didn't
you know?
for me. It made me work harder.
Yeah.
It made me train harder. It made me go, right, you're not beating me.
Do you ever see any confirms? Do you ever see faces?
Yeah. They don't bother me.
No, I don't lose
That sounds
sleep over it.
bad.
No, I completely understand. I don't lose sleep over it. I remember most of them.
Yeah.
Couple of specific ones, but I sleep good. You know, I don't.
The thing is with me is like a lot of it over there. Now I don't believe in that it was right. You know what I mean? I seen a few things out there that are completely against what I believe in, what any real man believes in, and what they believe is they abuse their women and their children.
Yeah.
Okay, so like people say to me on YouTube in the comments, "Oh, how do you feel on this suspicion on that Bible?" They go, "So how do you feel going over there being a baby killer?" And that fucking drives me.
When
do you think I went into someone else's country and shot a kid?
Yeah.
Do you think I did that? Do you think I would have been able to have a child if I had that in my conscience?
Of course.
No,
yeah.
you stupid cunt.
We've had moments when there's been families banging on the door of Jackson, and I remember it so specifically, and he brought this little tiny baby in, 1.5, and it'd been shot.
Yeah.
And I think it'd been shot in the head. It was still alive.
Remember Beth jumped on it?
Yeah, Beth jumped on it straight away, and that baby survived.
Yeah, was it Beth?
Yeah, of course. And they were getting the propaganda out there. Oh, British have just done this. And we were like, hang on, no one's in the area.
No.
You know what I mean? And they done it themselves, yeah. And it was like, it's evil. That's when it's seen evil.
There's times where I seen it going on.
Yeah.
With the children and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I could not say no.
No.
I could not go, oh, and I went in.
Yeah.
And I went for it. And I made a fucking mess of him.
Mm.
And I got people turning around to me and saying, oh, you went over to a country and fucking destroyed their country and blah, blah, blah. Think that if you want.
Yeah.
But what I was doing in my mind,
them,
I was fucking hurting people and cutting people and killing people.
Who were hating
that were destroying innocent people and destroying innocent life. And
that's why I hold...
disregarding, destroying women and fucking kids. And that... I'll do it again.
I hold no animosity whatsoever towards any of the people where we've been, you know what I mean? More of them helped us than tried to kill us, you know? Like Pharmacy Road, everyone knows about it.
Rammed of IDs.
People, they'd be like women just so subtly, just like saying, no, don't go down there.
Yeah.
Don't
you see
go
them
down that building. And it's like,
well, you see them go like that with the shirt, like that,
Like, thank you so much for that, because we were going down there.
Yeah.
And
well, Pharmacy Road.
That's what I mean.
It was just, anyone that doesn't know it, it's just a long road that went straight through up to Whiston, and it was just littered with IDs and roadside bombs.
Everywhere.
Absolutely hammered of them. And they used to do what they do, dig an hole in the wall, plant the ID into the wall at night, pack it out with clay and shit. So in the morning the sun comes up, it dries out, you can't see it's there, and they used to clack them on it.
Yeah, from the other side of the wall.
They used to hang them in the tripwires in the trees.
Yeah.
So when I used to go through as a commander, and it'd trick it, it'll blow down.
Fucking evil.
Evil. I mean, but yeah, we shouldn't have been there, but the reason we were there outweighed everything else.
Of course.
So when anyone says, oh, you destroyed lives out there, you did this, you did that, you killed babies and stuff like that, far from it.
Oh no. Again, they're getting told what they see on fucking Facebook.
Media.
Fucking Facebook.
It's always the media. Do you remember in Iraq, we were called baby killers and this, that and the other because schools were getting blown up. I remember we had a warrior in front of us and it drove, and we were going to this school. There's a big school on the left, and it had been cleared out.
Yeah.
Basically, the kids there'd been a bit of shootout there, and they got all the kids out and stuff like that. And we were driving down the road, and we had a warrior in front of us, and we were going in to basically search the ground for any fucking whatever. And an ID went off, and it was an EFP, was it?
Yeah.
And AFP basically it looks like a Jamaican drum, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And when it blows, it goes to molten,
Mm.
and inside's ran with nuts, bolts, and
Solid slug.
horrible, solid slug.
Mm.
And I remember it goes through the side of the warrior, and I think it chinned it. I can't remember. It went through the side of the warrior, right for the armour, and it come out the other side.
Mm.
And I just remember the side that tank was just spewing everything out the side of it.
Yeah.
There's 4 bods in there, and they all come out that one hole. And I was like,
that's evil.
fucking
evil.
And I was in shock from it.
Yeah.
And then when we cordoned it, we went round. I remember in the school, it was just a bloodbath. It was horrible, absolutely horrible.
Mm.
And then they were saying on the news, going, soldiers, or whatever it was, doing this and doing that. We were there for Hearts and Minds. We were there with the engineers to build up the communities.
Yeah.
But we were class. I remember. Do you remember Teesside?
I do. Yeah.
Where they're all crowded outside.
Yeah.
I was amazed. I was just like that. And then Afghan, we were heroes. Well done, you're fighting the enemy.
It's the media.
I'm killing pedophiles.
Of course, yeah. You know.
And they're like, no, that's our culture. Well, like I said, I've got nothing against no one. But when you do something like that,
fuck your culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got a problem.
Of course, yeah. But no.
But I say we've got hundreds and hundreds of Muslim mates. That's not nothing to do with it.
No, you
but
don't see
that is medieval.
Yeah.
That is fucking purely medieval. And I've spoke to my mates, like called Jazz and that, top bloke, and he goes, mate, that's just evil, medieval. We're not like that. But you look at any religion. I don't want to go into religion too much, but like Christianity.
Yeah.
What we used to do years ago. You know what I mean?
Well, that is what I was going to ask you. We've seen pure evil.
Yeah.
I mean, untold evilness. You know.
Yeah.
If that's real, do you not believe there must be an opposite side? Do you believe in? When I got hit, I could not understand how I didn't get 50 rounds put through my head. It was impossible to miss.
Yeah.
I'm not. Again, I went to Catholic school, all the rest of it.
Yeah, you're religious to an extent, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think everyone's religious when you're getting shot. There's a famous quote.
I remember it was your baby's christening, and we went in, and you did the thing that's what you do. I mean, and I walked in and went on fire. Fucking,
you walked in flames.
Well, you know what I mean? But the thing is like, you seen that in front. Like I've had close counters and I've had rounds ping over me and stuff like that. But obviously you got brassed, you mean, and you had that, and he was whacking that machine gun into you, and it wasn't hitting you.
Yeah.
You mean, like, is that like, I don't know, an act of, like, I'm not religious, like, but is that like an act? Believe that's like an act of God,
but then I don't want to believe that, because
I believe someone's. I don't believe in anything after death as such.
Yeah.
I don't believe in God and stuff like that, but I do believe that energy, if you like.
Okay.
Like, I do believe like some sort of energy. Like, if you've got good people that have passed away with good intentions, with love for you, then they're not there holding you and moving you, protecting you.
Yeah.
But their energy goes into you, and their positivity goes into you,
and
it makes you act in a different way. Like, since I've lost all our mates over there, and obviously there's been accidents, and we've lost more mates back here and stuff like that, and family members, and my nan and granddad and my nan and stuff like that. I like to think that their energy is made me a better person now.
Okay, yeah.
It's sort of like, you know, the turning point was.
Go on.
And this is probably one of your questions, or part of your questions is probably Kevin Finno.
That was my next question.
And this is if this is the bit we're going to go into now, this is going to be a tough one for us. Like, but this is the bit that I've been dreading, same as you, but the bit that I knew was going to come up, because this has to be spoken about.
It needs to, I think. Yeah.
When we lost them, that's what made me a better person. Along with my daughter and my missus, it was them that made me a better person, because I realised how fragile life is. Kev was a little fucking ninja.
He was.
He just kept bouncing and kept going and going and going, and he went within a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Fenno was a big, strong lad with one hell of a right swing on him.
Yeah.
With a big bang from height, you mean? And he went within a couple of seconds. So it made me realise that it doesn't matter how strong of a man you are. Whereas me, I compare myself to that. Well, I don't anymore, but when I compare myself to them, I wasn't as strong as them. I wasn't as whatever. But I didn't die.
Yeah.
it's all, no, I tried. It was just shit at dying, I don't know, but to me, they were strong people.
Oh yeah.
They probably say the same about me. Oh, Nico's strong, I'm not, you know what I mean? But that's just human nature. And they went so easy, you know what I mean? So it made me realise that life is fragile. It is very fragile, you know what I mean? We aren't as strong as we think we are.
No.
We can hit bags all day, we can lift weights all day, we can do this and do that. But we are just flesh at the end of the day, and we can go just like that.
And that's why in one sense I was happy because I had to break the news to you both times.
Both times,
and
yeah.
that's something. Sometimes I wish I didn't have to do that, but then
I'd rather it from you than someone else.
Yeah. I remember when Finn passed away, and we have a mutual friend I went to school with, and she was ringing me, and I was like, no, I was like, wrong number, you know, and I thought I'll ignore it, and she was ringing, and then she said it's Finn, and I just read, I can't talk right now. I knew straight away what had happened, so I picked up the courage and I rang her, and she said, yeah, he's passed away, you know, he committed suicide. And then the worst thing, I had to then phone you, and I sat again. I was like, I just wish I didn't have to do it, but coming from someone else.
I won't answer the phone to you now.
No.
If your thing comes up, oh fuck off, mate.
Because it was so soon after each other, wasn't it? And it just broke my heart, and I wish I didn't. I wish they were here and we didn't have to do it. Don't know, but what was so surreal about it? Again, we were so close to Finn, and as I got off the phone to you, I was in the Trafford Centre with Katie and my daughter, and I just sat back down at the restaurant. We were having breakfast, and I just carried on with my breakfast. Yeah, like nothing had happened.
I did.
Yeah, and Kay went, "What's up?" Because she'd seen Finn about a week earlier, and we hadn't spoken for a few weeks, and he was saying to her, "Oh, tell him I miss him so much, Sam, to call me." And I did that day when she came home. Rang him, "How you doing, mate?" Yeah, and he sat absolutely fine, you know.
Yeah.
And I just sat down and I just finished my breakfast like nothing, and I said to Kay, "Yeah, John Paul, he's gone. You know, there's nothing we can do about it." Kay was a wreck because she loved Finn, you know.
Yeah.
And looking back now, I think was that cruel of me to just pass it, just to like it didn't happen, you know. But then it really hit me because I had to carry the fat sod, didn't I? You know, and
I remember
I was fine. I was absolutely fine until they called me forward and they were like, "Richo, come on!" And then that's when you got hold of me, didn't you? And you was like,
"You are not."
Yeah, he's like, "Get yourself together, mate. You know, do it for him." And I was like,
I remember because you had to carry him. I remember they called you forward, and you said to me, "You had look after Cake," and I sat down for us. Went, "Yeah, sound, yeah."
I was okay. I was fine.
Everything's fine, yeah. So Kay stood there, and then you got the back, and they opened the door, and then they put to pull him out, and then you and Harden both at the same time looked at each other, and I won't go into too much, but you both like, sort of like shook a little bit.
As people understand, I just went, "Fuck it, it's real.
Yeah.
It's happening," and I'm carrying him now, and that was so hard to do.
Because I grabbed you both and I said, "Just fucking get him home."
Banged our heads together and was like, "You're all right, go on."
Because I remember when we went to the house, they pulled up outside, the plane went over with the banner, and everyone went and seen him. I didn't go.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, it's not over yet."
I walked in.
We're not done yet.
I gave his coffin a kiss, and I sat down and I chatted with him, and it was nice. I was with Steve, his brother. And we sat there, and we had a giggle. And
I've spoken to him for a long time, but I think it's just because
he's busy.
nature.
But yeah, of course.
You know what I mean, I don't know. I think it brings back too much. But I didn't go over, and when we went to the creme as well.
Yeah.
And he went through. Everyone lined up and went. And I stood there, let everyone go through, and then as soon as it was my go, I walked away. Like,
yeah.
I didn't do that to disrespect in any way, because I did exactly the same as at Kev's funeral as well. Yeah. But in my head, it's not over.
No.
You haven't gone yet, so I'm using them I said this in one of my vlogs as well. I'm using them and their strength to do good.
Yeah.
So that's why I gain the strength to do all this and do this show and start talking and get it out there. And when people will see this, and I know it's helped people already. I know my vlogs have helped people already.
Yeah.
I need to get out more. I don't care about anything else. Money and stuff like that comes from my job. I work for that. This is purely this is from them to me to the rest of the world.
Therapy.
It is. This sitting here doing this is fucking killing me.
Yeah.
It literally is.
It's not easy, is it? Again, I don't know how it's coming across.
I haven't mourned for them yet, because if I mourn for them, they're gone.
And I don't intend to for a while.
So
no.
Until I deem it necessary and I've helped enough people and I've got this message out enough, then they're still on the shelf for me.
Yeah.
And I'll fucking think about them every day and respect them every day, along with the rest of the lads. But I'll hold it in.
Yeah.
And I'll keep going. You know what I mean? And it's I will make a fucking difference. Like, I will.
Finn, you know the story when we were in Basra and
The fan.
we got no, not the fan, the fan.
I always remember that fan. His family sent him out a fan.
Great big industrial bastard.
He goes, I'm getting a fan coming out like that. Typical height, like, you know, you get a fan sent out like that. Like that. Go, oh yeah. And he goes, yeah. And he's a big bloke, and we were in depot, we shared a room together. He's a fucking jack. Jack as fuck. I mean, everything he did, it was like, if there was something there, if we had something set up, he'd just take it.
Yeah.
Whoa. Look after himself, like. And I remember, he goes, get a fan sent out. And we thought like a little hand fan.
We didn't even have batteries for our little budgie breaths, did we?
Trying to cool down. But he had this fucking fan, and he had it at the top, bottom of his bed, blowing straight in. And he sat there, and literally, he had his fucking gong bag on, and a quilt all wrapped up, like different.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely and cool in here.
All right, cheers, mate.
And I was like, literally, I'd be nuts out.
Sauna, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he went out. Did he go to the toilet or something like that?
Yeah.
And you had a pair of scissors.
Oh, yeah.
And you cut the blades off it. So when he come in, he turned on, he's like, no fans on it. And he's like, who the fuck?
I put the grate back on perfectly. I'd left half an inch on the blades. He bastard me.
And then you stabbed him in the leg.
I did stab him.
We sat there, we were having a no group. Yeah. You sat next to him on his bed like that, enjoying the bottom bunk. And didn't he have a lock knife? And you picked it up.
A little tiny fucker,
little 2-inch lock knife. And you had it like that, and you opened it up, and you went, you had all of it like that, you went, it's all right, isn't it? You went, shooting his side, just fucking out. And he screamed.
I've never been so scared because he was chasing me around the room trying to physically stab me. And in my head, it was all a laugh. Yeah, he just stabbed him.
And he's pissing with blood.
I'd never do that now. I'd never do shit like that now. But
well, it's the same as Kev.
I think we'd lost the plot a bit, hadn't we? Yeah.
But Kev rocked up as well. We initiated him.
Oh, we gave him a terrible time, didn't we?
Yeah. But he loved it.
Yeah.
Remember Gaz Pryor?
When he was leaving, Jack Cunt?
No, the time when we got a sock and we filled it full of talc. And it just left a bruise. It's like a dead arm when it hit you. So Pez put it in his sock. He goes, Welsh Pez, he goes, let's fucking get him, boy, like that. And he walks in the room. Pez jumps over the bed and goes, whack, to get him in the shoulder, misses, hits him in the top of the head.
Splits his head open.
The talc, he put it into a wet, smelly, sweaty sock in the patrol.
So it's solidified.
So it went rock hard like concrete. So he whacked it in the top of his head. And his head blew up everywhere. And he hit the floor. I went, what have you done? Pez threw the sock and legged out the room. He goes, I'm not going to prison, like that. And then the time they I think it was him and Baghead left 2 weeks early.
We were like half a tour.
Half a tour. They left 2 weeks early because they were going back for whatever reason.
I think it was recruitment.
Was it? Yeah. So
half a tour.
So Gaz Pryor got taped to the bed or to a chair.
To the chair.
He shaved his head like a monk style.
Yeah. Called him in with dicks and all sorts.
Yeah, we left him like that, and then Baghead. Didn't we cuff him to the bed? We cuffed his his grip bag,
Yeah.
his
Just
hold
as the
all to the
chopper
bed,
was coming.
and then the key for it and the padlock is off. So it was off one of our lockers. The
Bottle
key
of
for it,
piss.
we put it in a bottle of piss. When I was going to leave, mate, and left him in there. And he's there going, trying to get out.
But if you remember with Gaz, we put him on the balcony, but we started taking in IDF. So we all ran back into the
left
room
him
and
there.
left them sellotaped to
Was
it?
Who was it? We had the spinal board there, and we taped him into the spinal board.
Put him upside down.
And then we stuck him on the edge of the balcony with ropes and leant him over the edge.
Oh.
He's just screaming. Who was it?
If anyone knows watching this, comment.
Let us know who it was. Was it McElroy? No, McElroy.
Kev Crossan, maybe. I don't know.
McElroy jumped off the balcony. It was underneath.
Two
was
times.
the tents, wasn't it? And they're full of the jinglies.
Yeah.
And he jumped off the roof. And we were out on patrol.
Yeah.
Half two was out on
There
patrol.
was 5 of us left back, and
He jumped off the roof.
God, we did not tell him jump off that roof. And then he was going, what if we take casualties with IDF? And we were like, well, jump off, let's see what happens, you know. He jumps off, lands on the roof. Yeah,
But he went through the tent
the
and
first
landed on the
time was
bed.
fine. He rolls off it, and he's like, in a Swindon accent, I'll do it again. And we were like, go on, fuck off, just stay through the roof. It lands on a bed.
With someone in it.
Yeah.
I know, it was madness. And then when we got back, and Telrap was fuming.
I seen him coming, so obviously I went to do me Dobie. I bailed it. I was like,
Shocked.
I'm not taking that hit, mate. You know, I'm not taking that. And then
What a guy he
they
was.
were
though.
like, show us the video. We're like, oh, we're out of it. We're free. We're okay.
What a guy.
Yeah.
I remember, I won't say what happened. It was with our boss. Something happened. And we were all sat there, and we had it over the net. And basically we knew Telrap was coming to bang the boss out.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we sat there like that in the back of the Bulldog. And seen a shadow come across the porthole.
Shit.
Shit, there he is. Like
Yeah.
that. We just parked up in the Bulldog Park in Basra. The next minute, the door, they were big, heavy hydraulic doors, weren't they?
Yeah.
It fucking opened like something out of the Wild West.
Pure
And he
lads.
stood there like that.
Pure lads gonking in the back.
And
no
he went-
helmet or body.
And he went
armour.
like that. He went, move, cockheads. And we all glued to the side. And he shot up through the mortar hatch. And like, it was like, don't look back. Just get out, just walk, don't look back. If you look back, you're going to get involved in it. I was like, fucking, I remember
Don't
that.
laugh. But what sticks in my mind with Finn is when we took the IDF in the Bulldog Park.
You locked them out the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting hammered with mortars.
Yeah, it'll be funny, you know. So we're running. And for once in my life, I'm beating them in a race, you know, because there's fucking mortars dropping all around us.
Yeah.
Boom, see the back of a Bulldog door, running towards it. And I'm trying to persuade them to run quicker, you know. Pushed him dead hard. He fell over. I fucking Usain bolted right over the top of him, didn't I? Straight into the back of the Bulldog. Fuck off, shut the door behind me. And the little tiny hatch, I could just see him, open the fucking door. And I'm like, no. And he gets under the gap about that big, and he's underneath the Bulldog, and I can hear him banging underneath. You're fucking dead. So the IDF stopped, and I was like, fuck off, open the door straight back
Oh,
up.
mate.
He was like, you jack cunt.
Oh,
Um,
mate. I
I
do
mean-
miss him, like, you know what I mean? The things he used to come out with, the things he used to do, like, but he's dead dry.
Yeah.
With his humour, he's really, really dry.
Wouldn't have an expression on his face.
No.
But it was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But
But same as Kev. Kev is just like, do you, I don't know, do you find that it's still fresh?
yeah,
Like, massively fresh? Do you-
painful.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
painful.
it's really painful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it is.
again, that's because we haven't done the mourning process, which again I'm not looking to do anytime soon.
Need to. It
Yeah.
needs to happen. And this is really bad because we're trying to encourage a healthy mental health and say, right, if you need to talk, you need to mourn, you need to
Yeah.
cry, etc. But I'm not taking a leaf out of my own book for this because those two are giving me strength, you mean?
Yeah.
And I think I'm mourning them in my own way because I'm like, the same as, like, don't want to talk about it too much, but like, we created a clothing brand back 2018, and it was off the back of them, and
It was, yeah.
it can't fail, it can't flop because of them.
Yeah.
Because if it does, I feel like I failed them. Because whenever everyone else was mourning for them, we created Right Flank.
I think that's it. We concentrated on something which we didn't have to think about what's
Yeah.
going on, you know. And
That was it.
I think again that was our process.
Yeah.
Whether it was healthy or not, I don't know. But that's something. If it helps, then
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. But the thing is,
So-
with that, we created that, and then we created the support group as well, which we'll put all the everything in the description, all the links and stuff, which is on Facebook and Instagram. So anyone that needs to chat or wants to vent or
Please get in touch.
get in touch.
Yeah.
And we have resources now, and we have good people backing us. But yeah, we created that off the back of it. You know what I mean? So I believe in actions and reactions, and you know what I mean. I believe in karma. I'm a massive believer in karma, because everything that we've done, everything I've done, I've paid the consequence for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's if it sounds quite bad, but if we never lost those two, would we have moved forward and tried to help many more? So in my eyes, their deaths is it's saving lives.
Yeah.
In the long run, you know what I mean?
Course,
So people message me saying, I had that message on Facebook saying, mate, you don't know me, I'm agoraphobic, I've been locked away. I've told this story loads of times, been locked away. Just watched this story on Lad Bible. I've just gone out to the shop and got some bread. I'm like, that's enough for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with their deaths, good things are coming.
Because we
You know what I mean?
can't do nothing about it, you know.
No.
I mean, it breaks my heart to say, you know, they're gone, and it's okay. So what can we do to give strength to other people?
That's it.
through their memory,
That's
and
it.
and it's working.
That's
You
it.
know?
But it's right down to like say all call signs.
Yeah.
You know, say someone goes missing, we find out, we share it on ours, we go put it across our support group, and then we have a certain process where we go through, we start contacting different people and put it into different areas and stuff like that. And what was it? Collins went missing, didn't he?
Yeah.
And we reacted straight away with it, and it reached. Was it within 24 hours? It reached 40,000 on the analytics. It reached 40,000 people,
climbing,
and it was climbing. And literally, it went berserk. Everyone got involved.
Yeah.
It got shared. I think it was like something like 3,000 times or something like that. And he was found. I mean,
thankfully,
not because of us, I don't think, but
no, yeah.
It was there. It worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And literally, only a few followers on it, but it hit that many people so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that could potentially save someone's life. It's another avenue for someone to use, another tool for someone to use. So I would never think about making something like that if I never lost them.
Oh no.
So we've done, I think we're doing the right thing there, like
Yeah.
but no one wants to lose the lads, you know what I mean?
Of course, you know. I mean, to have them back here, we'd give the world, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And
We would.
well,
Obviously, but
we can't. So, but
Well,
what would if you could? What would you say to them? To any of the guys?
tit.
Yeah.
Fucking tit.
Mm.
But I understand why.
I
understand why. I've been there.
Yeah.
And I failed.
Yeah.
So if I had succeeded back in France, what would you have done?
Of course, yeah.
Would you have built something? Would you have created something?
Of course.
Would you have moved forward? And that's the right way to do it, the progressive way to do it. We've lost you, but we're gonna do something positive.
I've never been in that position where I've been so desperate I've wanted to die. I cannot sit here and say, oh, it's a fucking selfish move, you know, you're leaving behind.
That's an uneducated thing, that is to say, I believe.
We cannot say that. They are in a position where we have not experienced and we don't know what we would do.
People say that all the time, they go, oh, he's fucking committed suicide, fucking idiot. You're like, and when I was younger and I used to hear it from like older men, that was the older generation. Fucking idiot, stupid, why has he done that? You mean? Now, it's like, if I hear someone's committed suicide, I'm like, fucking hell, man. What was he going through? What was he feeling? Why? What pushed him? Who's pushed him that far?
Yeah.
Because it's always something that triggers you. It's always something that pushes you. You could be having a mediocre day and you start to climb, and then one thing will just throw you straight in the pit. Yeah. You could be in there for a year. I've been in that pit for 2 years straight.
I know, mate.
You know what I mean? It's took it all to get me out.
But again,
and every now and again I dip my toe in.
Ask you, You all right, mate? Yeah, I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah.
You fucking liar.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I am here. Yeah.
But do you think we're lucky? Not with what we've survived and what we've been through,
Yeah.
but do you think we're lucky to have our buddy system that we have, to have our friendship?
Me and you personally?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because we text every day, and even if it's just one text saying, all right, bro, that's it.
We know we're fine.
That's it. You know what I mean? If I don't get a text within a couple of hours, I'm like, hey,
Panic
bollocks.
mode. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vice versa.
And although we both know we'd never do that, again, we miss a text from each other, and I instantly go to it. I'm like, is he okay? Okay, I need to chase up. I'll ring Steph, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, just didn't work.
Stop dragging into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I don't care what trouble I've just got you in. I know you're fine. But yeah, I do.
You've done it a few times, like,
Oh yeah.
and I've gone, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And I've gone, because he gives a shit.
What we do. I was panicking.
Some people haven't got that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we're extremely lucky to have what we do have, and again,
And our families and stuff like that.
if anyone doesn't have that, please reach out to us. You know, as you said, we'd never leave anyone in the lurch. We will always get hold of you.
Yeah.
Just speak out to anyone.
Yeah, that's it. And if you get in touch with us, then we'll take it down the right, refer you to the right people and the right avenues.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what we've just done, like, and talk about stuff that we haven't talked about, especially the John Paul stuff, and we could sit here for like another 2-3 hours
all day,
and talk about him and talk about his good points and how much of a fucking arsehole he was as well. You know what I mean? And I mean that in the most
loving way,
nastiest way.
Yeah.
We both know that we're both hurting because of it, but at the same time we're both fueled by it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's key. Yeah.
And then anyone that thinks that we've just forgotten about them, we haven't.
Oh, it's completely the opposite.
Our drive is from that, you know what I mean? And all the rest of the lads, we are trying to make a massive difference with mental health, and especially PTSD and stuff like that. And I think this is the first of many.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of guests.
Of course, mate.
And you're coming on as a host.
You know it, brother.
Yeah, man. And
we just want to help. That's all it is. And whether we know you or not, we'll treat you like a brother.
That's it.
Or sister. There's a lot of women out there suffering as well, isn't there? You know.
Yeah. Well, that's it. When we set up the page, it was purely veterans.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people got in touch with civilians and stuff. And that's what made me realise, and I educated myself, that there is a lot of people out there, men and women, that are in bad places.
Also families, you know, that people don't give that enough thought. No. You know, families have lost, and you just could not imagine. You could not imagine. But we're here for you all.
Well, it's like when I was in depot training, obviously with Danny Coffey and that, a lad there called Tay Cheeseman, and he shared a room with me and Fenno. And he's from Nottingham, absolutely mega lad. Me and him was always in competition. He was about 2 years younger than me. Super fit, super strong, switched on, and it was between me and him to get best green jacket at the end of training. Okay. Obviously I got it.
So did I, mate.
So yeah, he did a, I think he did Afghan, and then he the story that I heard, that he got on the plane and he wasn't feeling right, and everyone goes, no, you're fine. And then this is the plane back going. I think he was going back out to Afghan or Iraq. We lost touch after the depot, and then he was taken off the plane, and then please someone get in touch with me if I'm wrong, but I've been told that he had cancer at a really young age, and he passed away.
Oh, bless. Yeah.
I didn't find this out until like literally 4 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, what? Crippled, absolutely crippled. Like he was, I didn't realise, but he was mirroring my career. He was a Lance Jack as well. He did his card at a similar time. He was 2 RGJ, 2nd Battalion. And then, he passed away. And then I got in touch with his mum, Tracy, and I was like, so sorry, I didn't even know. And we don't talk, but every now and again I'll like something of hers, and she puts stuff up for Tay and stuff like that. And I've followed her and watched her over the years, and she's, what I can see, she's getting stronger and that and the other, but I can't see that there's been any support there.
No.
for her.
I
You know what I mean?
believe
Her
that,
family's been
yeah.
there, and I can't imagine what she's going through.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like to lose a child. I don't even want to think about it. But
See, I was speaking to
I mean, it's open for anyone like that as well.
I
You
was
know what I mean?
speaking to our good friend Beth Sparks. I was speaking to her dad quite recently, and
Oh yeah.
such an amazing bloke. And you just cannot. We lost Beth after Headache
Yeah.
10.
Well,
Yeah.
anyone that doesn't know the story, Beth Spark was a medic for 2 Rifles.
Unbelievable. Medic,
Lovely heart, lovely person. Just a cracking girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she, after Headache 10, she, like you said about the story before, where she saved the baby. She went on to save most of us.
Untold.
After patrols, and she wasn't working. We always go down and sit with her, and we used to chat and talk and stuff like that. And she pulled my head out the gutter a few times. Just a lovely person, you know what I mean? And when we got back, she went up to Lisbon.
Yeah.
Lisbon then. And I went up there to do some course or whatever. And we met up and we sat in the naffy. We had a brew in that. Chatting away, and she goes, "Oh, I'm getting out." I was like, "All right, okay, I've got a year left. I just signed off and all that." And she goes, "Yeah, I'm getting out as well. I've had enough. I want to go into nursing and do this and do that." And I went, "Yeah, you'll smash that. Good effort.
All day.
Keep in touch, blah, blah." We're on Facebook and all that. So that was it. Said goodbyes, left. Then I spoke to her literally, God knows how long later. I think she was out, and she had skin cancer. What if I remember rightly? And I think she beat it. I'm pretty sure she beat it.
If I remember vaguely, I think so. Yeah, I remember.
Like I say,
talking
anyone
to
who's
her,
listening, don't think I'm an arsehole. Just get in touch, because obviously my mind's blocked a lot of it out. And then I spoke to her, and she said, "Yeah, I've beat it, or I'm on top, or whatever." And she said, "When are you all coming over to see us?" I went, "Well, I won't go anywhere near Newcastle, you know that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can't stand you. And she was like, "Oh, you fucking knob." So I was in France at the time. So we're all going, "Yeah, I'll come over. We'll all go to Newcastle. We'll all go have a few drinks, go out for some food and that." And it's like, there's like Woody and Hensby and all that, you know what I mean? The usual faces. But then nothing else come of it then. And then, whatever, time passed, it was Woody.
Yeah.
Got gold in me. And he said, "Oh yeah, Beth's passed away." Like, I went, "Well, what do you mean?" "Oh, he come back with a vengeance and took her." I was like, "Fucking hell." You know what I mean? It's like,
after what she'd seen and
all the people she saved and all the time she saved us, we couldn't save her, you know what I mean?
No.
It was fucking heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And it ruined a lot of us, that, because it's like you say, nurses are, like I say, I'm not religious, but they say nurses are God's angels, you know what I mean?
I believe that.
And I do. And so I don't see why she had to go, but like most of them, you know what I mean? It's most of the lads were like that.
But like the others, she's not forgotten.
No, of course not. Everything we do is in remembrance of them. So, but it's just a shame that she was taken by such a fucking horrible disease. You know what I mean? But on the up, we are moving forward. We are doing more. I'm absolutely made up. We finally did this, and thanks again to Doc House Media for helping us, help making it real. And let's get the next one booked in, and let's get the our endless list of guests.
Let's do it, brother.
Sorted.
Of course.
Nice one, man.
Love you, man.
Love you, lad. Yeah, man. Wake up.
Should we see if that works, and then we'll start?
That intro done, yeah.